Checking mic. Wunderbar. All right. Did I post it? Cool. All right. What is up, everybody? It is Jenna Say What here, coming to you with the news that I had to sit through, so no one else has to. I feel like everybody has that intro, and I feel like mine needs to be a lot more spooky. You know, I mean, we need to be spooky about this shit. It's a goth bitch. It's a mediocre titty goth bitch doing the news, you know? I don't know. There needs to be something about that. Is there any other goths doing the news? I don't know. Anyways. Spooky news, because everything in this fucking world is spooky as fuck. How's everybody's day going? Everybody taking care of themselves? Drinking your water? Hydrate or dihydrate, babe. Taking your vitamins? You should be. I know you're not. But you should be. You know why? Because life is going to get wild and we're going to have to take care of ourselves before we get hurt and shit. So, drinking something that has water in it somewhere. Oh, Bonnie, how are you doing? How's life? How is everything? Your spotlight has been so cute. Oh my god. Your like little Gary cosplay is just precious as hell. Not gonna lie. Adorable. Top tier. Top tier. And then Gorf. Right? His name's Gorf. I love your little cat guy. He's cute. Got new wheels. Oh, yay! Whoa. Gorf is king. 1K miles on her just from work. Ugh. Yikes. That's amazing. Good. I'm glad that you were able to get something. Hope you're not too stressed out about driving. You know, that shit can be stressful whenever you get back behind the wheel. But yeah, hope everything's going well on that. Actually, you know what? Speaking of having something that, you know, has water in it, but it's not water, hold on, let the Labubu chill with you for a second. The Labubu is gonna give you the news. Oh, give me 1 second. All right, Labubu, did you tell them the news? Yes, I did. Whoa. All right. Sit, little Labubu. I saw a brown one. That size, the urge was strong. I feel you. That's the, checkmate. The checkmate might have been also purchased by me. To be fair, the checkmate isn't selling that much, like, off sites. They're not selling for that much, but this one, the white one, is selling for like 800 now and like $1,000. So at some point I'm gonna, once Allie and I do like a whole day where we like do the thing, this one I might keep because I do really like the white one was the one that I wanted. I had it mixed up whenever I told my friend Allie, but this is the one that I really, really wanted. The second that I saw all of them and stuff. Hey Dune, how are you doing? So I was like, the checkmate one was the one that I saw at a store and was like, oh my god, that's so cute. But I'd probably keep him for a little bit and then like rehome him. Oh good. I'm so glad that you're doing okay. I know you had a couple couple of rough days. So I hope it's woo-sawing out. If not, you know, I know it's not like getting better, but I hope that you're woo-sawing it out and being okay. So, but yeah, the Checkmate King is cute as hell. Like, I absolutely adore. He comes with like a little cape and a little like diamond. And yeah, I mean, realistically, that's all we can do. We're doing it. We're doing the thing. We're rocking and rolling and whatnot. Oh, you know what? I keep forgetting that I need to change up my description. Is this him? You're probably not wrong. I think it's the one that I'm thinking. Oh no, that one's not the one. The one I got is cheaper. But no, we're in close. The Checkmate King, I think he has like a crown or something, but he comes with like a little cape. And then like a little box, and then it opens and it has like a diamond in it. So like it's super cute. Yeah, so that's definitely an adorable one. But I think that the brown one, the big brown one, is like really expensive, like off the site. Like if you're trying to like buy it because like it keeps on being sold out. I think that that's the one that's there's like a few that are very expensive ones. But yeah, I know that mine's she pricey. Oh shit, this got way too cold. So I got like this culty cider. I don't know, it's that, but it's not alcoholic. I don't know if you can see. Oh, stoner drinks. But I was drinking this on my birthday. It's black tea, lemongrass, hibiscus, lemon, and grapefruit zest. I am going to be completely honest. I think I'm going to buy like 6 packs of these, which is going to break me. But I'm not going to have a hangover at Dragon Con. So, like, you know, your freezer is serious. Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, it really is. It's for whatever reason my fridge runs exceptionally cold, and there's not any happy medium with it at all. So like everything gets like insanely cold. The more shit I pack in there, the less cold it gets. I think that there's like science behind that or whatever. But I have to go grocery shopping this week, and I'm like, fuck, like everything is like ice cold in there, and I just felt ice chunks in this. Yep, there was a nice chunk in there. I'm okay with that though, because that's like top tier. But yeah, the Labubus, man, those are like, this is wild. But yeah, I'm gonna be the proud owner of 2. I need to cut myself off, and I think what I'm gonna do is do what I did for Pops and Squishmallows, and that was you can only buy this specific type. You know what I mean? Like, so for my Squishmallows, you can see that I have like a lot of like Halloween ones and such. I have a couple that have snuck in there, like this little guy. I allow myself bread because I am a bread slut. But I have just like a couple of breads, and then I only stuck with Halloween for the most part. So I'm like, okay, if it's not Halloween, then you're not allowed to have it. So for the little boo-boos, I'm going to have to, like, have something very, like, specific. I heard that there was, like, an announcement for Halloween. I was like, son of a bitch. So that's good. That means that there's a good chance that if, you know, I know that they had, like, the pumpkin one, and I really want the pumpkin one, but they don't have them anymore. They're not replenishing them. No one's selling them. I tried buying a couple of Halloween ones, because that's how I was going to do it. And I'm pretty sure that the website is a scam. So I might have fucked myself over on that. But my bank did give me my money back. So that was probably my fault. You're so the same way with what you buy. You try to stick with what you like instead of hoarding. Yeah. That's what I'm pretty much doing. With Pops, I also did where it... Now, this really didn't dwindle the number, but it did dwindle what I really cared about getting. So, like, for Pop vinyls, I was like, okay, you're only allowed to have Pop vinyls of what you cosplay. And so I was like, that's a great way to do this. And a lot of the Pops I don't find cute anyways. Especially of characters I'm not like super, like I cosplay Captain America. I was like, I looked at a Captain America one, I was like, leave him. Not really my favorite. With the exception of, I don't know if, nope, she's been moved. I do have Lily Munster. However, with Lily, there was like a slight, there's always that like asterisk. Because whenever I was growing up, like I grew up with my grandparents a lot, and so I grew up loving black and white films and TV shows. And whenever my mom would ask me like, "What do you want to be whenever you grow up?" I said I want to be Lily Munster or Morticia Addams. So whenever I saw her, I was like, I don't have a choice, girl. I have got to have you. You are coming home with me because like Lily is my girl. Like she was. Like, I loved Morticia, but I felt a closer tie to Lily Munster, which, come to find out, now that I'm saying that out loud, I realize that her husband is Herman Munster, and I do tend to be a monster fucker. So, like, I should have known. As a wee child, I should have realized. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I'm that person that's like vampires, werewolves, everything. Like, woo! I'm in. Like, weird. In. Will. Like, would. Like. So I guess that checks out. That, now that I say that out loud, definitely checks out. We're unpacking things as I say things out loud and start to wonder about my life. And my life choices. Yeah, you're down bad for vampire. I feel you. Like. Hot. Yeah, it's, I get it. Yeah. So anyways, that's kind of how I keep myself a little bit intact. With these, you're not a little boo boo. I know. But with these little guys, I'm like, I think I'm done. I have one that my best friend, has held for me. So that one's going to be the one I have basically last. But, yeah, I pretty much got all the colors that I wanted anyways. So I think that I'm just going to, I think that's it. But the other one that I have coming is the purple version of this. Which, purple and green, that's kind of why I wanted the purple one. Or it's the pink and purple one. So it is what it is. I actually started putting purple on my, poison ivy piranha plant, and it looks really good. I tried using my airbrush. Come to find out, like, the purple was just not translating, so I was like, okay, I just have to hand paint this, which is totally fine. It gives me a little bit more control, and I have, like, a couple ideas, and I've been, like, dry brushing it, and, like, using, like, a combo of, like, also, like, alcohol and, like, saturating the brush to kind of, like, smooth it out and, like, airbrush it kind of thing. But yeah, I like that plant's gonna come out really, really cool. I went to see if they had another base for those, and man, the ones that they had were like broken and everything, and I was like, oh, this is sad. All these little guys are just, the piranha plants are so sad. Because I used a Dollar Tree Halloween prop as a base just to kind of like get the shape. And so I made this, this piranha plant out of that, and I was like, oh my god, like this is pretty solid as a base. But the other ones there were like broken and stuff, and I was like, I mean, I'd be redoing it anyway, so realistically it doesn't matter for me. But I was also like, why would I make a second one unless someone like pays me to make another one? I thought about making one and making a second one and just putting it online. But I really want to find another one of those Folgers cans. like the antique one, just because I'm making it as like a bag, so you can hold it and you can put your keys and shit in there. I like props that are useful, like my big Harley mallet, the big fuck off one that I have, the 3-foot one. That one opens up so I can put prints in there, or like some little stuff. Like I can't put a lot in there. I'm gonna add a bag to the inside of it so I can like throw stuff in there and it will chill out. But yeah, like it has a use, like it has a purpose. So I always love having props where I can utilize them as like holding or whatever. So it's pretty rad. I like useful props. Now as I get to a point where I'm like doing camera work and I'm doing all this and that, like my camera and my phone don't fit in the Folgers can, unfortunately, but it is what it is. It is, the Folgers can from Little Shop of Horrors. So I'm like, why you match your lounge flies to your cosplays? Yeah. Yep. No, I get that. I've resigned myself because like of how much stuff I carry around with me all the time. I've resigned myself to using like really big bags and just saying fuck it. Like for photos or whatever, like if I'm walking around, like it's on my back, I really don't care. The only problem is that whenever I'm painted up, the bag that I use for my social media shit, that bag is cream colored, so I need to find that same bag just in black. So I might be on the hunt for that specific bag in black, so I can wear it with my body paint and say, nah, I don't give a shit. Oh, thank you so much, Amy. I appreciate you. Whoa, I just looked at no, I actually wasn't looking at your name. Never mind. But yeah, like what do you call it? Now I lost my train of thought because I realized I did something that I haven't been able to do, and maybe that means I'm getting better. Oh, the backpack, yeah. The more I use, like, my camera equipment, and I have a tripod with me, I'm at the point where I might ask a friend of mine if he can just build me a leather bag that is going to, like, fit everything that I need, and, like, I'm gonna, like, try to design it with his help and be like, okay, what's actually feasible? Part of me wants to throw some fucking wheels up on that motherfucker, because sometimes I'm just like, this is so fucking heavy. And it would just be nice to have, like, a set of wheels on that and just drag it. Like, oh, great. Don't have to worry about it. I mean, at that point, I might as well just carry my, like, big-ass bag that's actually for, like, travel, and then just wheel that around behind me and just not even give a fuck. I mean, I have shit in there for everybody, so, like, if you're hungry or you're fainting, I got you. Oh, I got you. There's always snacks in my bag. There's always, typically, I should say. Sometimes if I'm, again, body painted, there's not. I typically have to dwindle down my bags. But, like, I have a fan in my bag. I have, like, spray water, like, Evian, like, spray water. There was a girl that was, like, falling out. And I was like, spray water, fan, got her. Don't worry. We got this. Here's a snack. Like, Leia, how are you doing? Oh, yeah, no, girl, same. I mean, you and I both have, like, a shitload in our bags. We always have, they were like, it's either Bunnykins or it's Jenna that has this item in their bag. And I was like, yup, it's true. How are you doing, Leia? Yeah, crazy. Oh, I forgot to say, I got a new Leiku, so I think I might end up selling my pink one that I have, because I have another, I was gifted a Twi'lek Pam one, and I'm like, I think I like this one more because it has, like, the purple spots on it a little bit, and I'm just like, oh my god. So my pink Twi'lek's going to look a little different next time, and I'm really stoked about it. Because I do, like, kind of a... Like, I was doing a 70s feel with her, and I think I might keep that. I might actually get, like, a bodysuit that's, like, 70s print hippie stuff. And then somehow put her in the backstory of Stella. Oh, no, wait, I remember. She's not a cousin to Stella, my flesh tone Twi'lek, my hippie Twi'lek. She's cousins to my Sith Twi'lek, Taylor. That's right. I almost rewrote the story on accident, and that wouldn't have worked. Because they basically have cousins that look like separate, or like opposite of them. Like my white Twi'lek is actually Stella's cousin, who is like super Sith, like crazy shit. I have like a whole ass backstory that's starting for her automatically, like, or them. I think I'm choosing to use them for that character, but yeah, like I was writing stuff earlier, so like I love, like, I was writing not only for my book a little bit, but I was also writing a potential script, because I've been wanting to like write a comedy, and I wasn't sure how, like, what I was gonna do for the comedy, and then I realized, like, this is okay. So the premise would be, I'm the director of a film. I have a script. It starts off as one thing, and like the whole script is written. It's one, it's one genre type. So like, let's just say it's a horror film, and I'm like, okay. So I go through and I pick out my people, and then I have everybody set up their dates. Then I have like people dropping out. So like we're on the location of the set shoot, and people are like fucking up. Things are going wrong. And it's like the movie, I want it to be from the perspective of like when you try to make a fan film or short film or some film like outside of like a studio or whatever, and everybody works 9-to-5 jobs, like that. I want the chaos to ensue like that. But I start going, I'm just going to make this film at any cost. So at that point, it's going to be where like characters are changing to the point where by the end of the film, it is just a train wreck of a short film that I'm creating, where it started off as like a horror, and now it's like a drama comedy. Then it turns into like there's a lot of things that I want to do with this. Chaos! There's my girl. I was actually thinking of putting you in it. Chaos. I was like, we've been through films where things fall apart. So I want to do a film where every single one of us that have ever written and tried to direct a short film for like YouTube or whatever, all the bullshit that happens, but I want to turn that notch all the way up to like the nth degree, to where it's just like the whole movie is going to be a comedy, but it's going to be like me trying to make a film, but it's just failing miserably. And then, just all the trials and tribulations of trying to make a film and having to switch out characters, or like, doing this and like having to change this up because like this is no longer working. Oh, this person got hurt and they had to do this stunt. Fuck. And so like there's gonna be things in it that I'm gonna write about like my own experiences and like making short films and being in those things and having to like change things up, and then being like, oh, we can't do this anymore, I have to cut you, and then having that person like go off the rails and then like be in the background of the film, and like shit that's just like true to real life of making a zero budget, working with only your friends, working with people that you know through like con circuit or whatever. Like I because there's so many things that I've seen in my life through those actions where I'm just like, I really need this. I need like someone to get into a fight on the like script a fight where this person's like, wait, like my shit got cut. Like I need it. I need to put that onto a screen and get it out of my head now that I'm like starting to like my brain is starting to go, like, this is how I'm going to write it. This is, like, the people I want to play. At some point, it's going to be where, like, the person, like, the serial killer for, like, the film is, like, a super tall dude, and then inexplicably we change it to, like, a girl, and then it ends up being, like, where the dude, like, like, one of the campers or fucking whatever. I'm just throwing weird shit out there. I'm thinking of, like, various horror movies, and, like, the dude that, like, is, you know, the serial killer, she comes to kill him, but, like, they end up, like, going off script and flirting because they're, like, starting to see each other, and I'm gonna be like, cut! What the fuck, dudes? Seriously? Can we not have that? Fuck. And then at some point, it's just gonna switch into, like, you know, a romantic comedy or, like, a romantic thriller, and then it's gonna switch into like a drama, and then this, and, like, and it's gonna be where I'm just gonna be like, I don't even know what I created. Like, what Frankenstein monster did I just create? And it, like, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to cohesively put it together. But whenever I thought of it in my head, I was like, dude, that's so fucking real, though. That's so real. That shit that I've seen. Like, I've seen films, like, fall apart due to, like, friend breakups. I've seen, like, films stop, you know, going because, like, editing and this and that. And, like, I want to have, like, where there's, like, some sort of, like, supernatural thing that happens, and I need to find someone that will edit something so poorly. I need it poorly done, because I need to stand over them and go, that's all you got? And they'd be like, yeah. And I'd be like, you said you're good at this. And they'd be like, yeah. And I'd be like, oh my God. And, like, the whole time I'm, like, on the like, I'm calling people. I'm like, can you do this for me for free, like, in 2 days? No? Fuck. Like, I need something. I need something to get that out. I'm still coughing. I'm sorry. Everything's kind of like I started to get con crud, and I'm, like, immediately nasal spray, like, blowing my nose every 5 seconds just to try to get everything out. And I think I defeated it pretty fast. Like, now it's moved into my chest because I sleep on my fucking back. So when my nose drains, it's great. But I think I'm going to kick it in the next day. So I think I'm all right. Woo! But yeah, I wanted to do something out of control, outrageous, something that people that have been in those situations, you know, whatever. Like, if you go on my YouTube, unless you are on my YouTube, and then you just go, but don't leave the live stream yet. But, oh, thank you. But I did, like, a short film of me playing Legend of Zelda because I became very obsessed with it, like, to the point where, like, I was playing it all the fucking time. Like, I think it had easy mode. I know that I played it several times. I don't know if I changed the difficulty now that I realize that. I might have just played it several times. But basically, the game was, like, haunting me. So every time I try to go out and leave, the game would appear. And so, like, I went for it on that. I was like, fuck it. This is in my head. I have to get it out. And, like, my partner at the time was kind enough to to help me with the video and, like, allow me to direct them, which I was impressed with because normally they didn't. However, that was after. They were being nice that day. Let's just say that. That normally wouldn't have been a thing. But it was early on in the relationship. But, that's the kind of shit that I want to do, is I want to do, like, comedies and, like, little sketches and things like that. And I think that this would be really funny. I don't want it to be, like, super long. I want it to be a nice little short. Just so silly. What do you think about GalaxyCon this year? To get you sidetracked. What I think of it? I thought it was great. There were some things I would probably do differently. I feel like there was, like, a lot. Oh, thank you, Buns. Thank you for the sub. Let's get some dubs in the chat. Yeah, I definitely, kind of like the shaky camera effect while recording. Yes. Yeah. I'll have to put my, my gimbal on lock so I can actually shake it around. But yeah, absolutely so funny. I definitely love that idea of, like, having it, like, low budget, and do, like, do it as silly as possible. Like, I want this, like, I don't want anybody to have, like, super heavy pressure on them, because this is literally making fun of the things that you go through when you're making a short film with your friends. So, didn't know it was going to show up on the screen. Oh, no, I love that. No, I love that. That's great. Thank you. Thank you so much. No, I appreciate it. Yeah, for GalaxyCon, I thought it was great. I might put in for a panel again next year. I didn't do any panel. I haven't done panels in a while. But I kind of want to go back possibly into doing panels. Maybe. I have to redo my entire, From Zero to Cosplay panel, just because I feel like there's a lot of things that, like, I know now that I didn't know then. So there's a lot of things I'm gonna add to it. I'm gonna probably, honestly, I might work it from the ground up and just steal the photos. Just because of that. It was way too crowded. I mean, for me, like, it was crowded for GalaxyCon. I'm used to crowds and, like, you know, your CatsCon, MagFest, DragonCon especially. There were a lot of guests that I felt canceled too. I kind of regret not, like, meeting up with the Twilight crew. But I think next year I might do if they're there, I might do a Volturi cosplay and then, carry my Volturi flag with me. So, just so I can, like, have them, like, choke me and, like, not, but, like, you know, like, I forgot what's her name. Oh my god, Dakota Fanning's character. Like, I want the three of them to, like, be beating the shit out of me as I'm holding the flag, like, no, like, I'm down to get on the ground and be like, no, as they're, like, kicking me and shit, like, fuck. I definitely want to do something. I love doing stupid photos. But yeah, I felt like, they didn't really have a lot. There was a lot to do in the terms of, like, just walking around hanging out with friends, which is typically why I go to cons. I'm more of a social person whenever it comes to cons. I'm not really a panel person unless I'm doing the panel. I don't really like to, you know, sit and wait on celebrities. Mostly because I definitely have ADHD, and it absolutely shows in aspects like that where I'm just like, oh, there's a line, I'm not gonna wait. Like, DragonCon, it's purely, I've never been to a panel. No, I take it back. I went to a wig panel at DragonCon once, and it was with my now friend Dax. She was on the panel doing this wig styling panel, and I ended up becoming friends with her after that, and I'm just like, that's so wild. Like, I was in the audience. She has no idea. I still think to this day, but she gave, like, she said the one thing that made me go, oh my god, that makes sense about wigs, and it's, synthetic means plastic, so treat it as such. So, like, now anytime I do wig work, I'm like, oh yeah, it's plastic, it melts. So I need to melt it into place. Especially for, like, big styles and things like that. I was like, do I have anything over here? I don't. Oh, I do, but she too far. I'm not that tall. So she said that, and I was like, oh, makes sense. So now, like, now I wig work a lot differently than I used to. But yeah, great time. But yeah, I know a lot of people are disappointed with some of this stuff going on. I think it was like a late night hentai panel. I think. Or no, I think it was a hentai coloring panel. Something like that. I know some friends of mine went to it. I was too busy going out and about. I was like, I'm not setting for anything. Yeah, it's crazy. Let's see what's been going on, shall we? Because today I was like watching the news and I was surprised. I thought that, because sometimes like my pages are like, my show notes are like a page and a half. This was like a full ass 2 pages plus more updates on the Epstein shit. And dudes, fuck, I'm gonna have to do a deep dive, like a separate video, like on my actual YouTube about the Epstein files, because I have deep dug into this shit way too hard. CBS did like a whole news story about it. Bros, did you know that the the camera angle that you see, those 3 doors, none of those are his cells. Did you know that? I didn't know that. I thought that door was his cell, and I was like, there's no way someone could get into that door within a minute. So like, they had to have fucked with the cameras. No. That camera angle shoots down towards the common area, and you can't even see his cell. And so the person that they're walking through is him. The inmate that they walk down, that's him going to his cell. And there's like a small staircase that goes up. They didn't have a camera directly on his cell. I thought that those 3 fucking cells were the cells that he was in. Like one of those 3? Nope. I was like, holy shit. And then they were like, so here's the camera angle. And then they show the down, like the, downward, like the visual of the layout of this cell block. And I was like, bro, you could easily like have gotten to him. That was crazy. And they did a whole breakdown about it, which I'll like, if probably whenever I do that video, that's what I'm going to go into detail about. And what's interesting is like they found a shitload of like like orange jumpsuits or whatever in his, or like the photo of his cell, there was like a pile of orange, like looked like jumpsuits or pants or whatever. And I was just like, why would he have that all in his cell? Like, and then you see in the video like a lot of orange going kind of creepy up the stairs. And I was like, it either looks like an inmate or like alone, or it looks like someone carrying like a shitload of those, which would be like, why would you have that? So like now there's all this question. And then the way, like, seriously, the way that he unalived himself, bros, like, I saw the photo. That bunk looks like similar to the one that like my brothers had, like my stepbrothers. And it just looks like a regular bunk bed situation. And like with a railing too, which I thought was really weird. But, and then it like, that wouldn't even, like my feet would still, I'd stand there next to it and your body would automatically like save you. Like you have an instinct in you. That's why you can't drown yourself. Like you just can't. You can't go into the water, dive down and just hope that you can, like once you breathe in, your body will take over and go to the top for the most part. Like your fight or flight response goes into high gear, and before your brain can even think of what you're doing, your body's already doing it. Like it doesn't make any sense. He would stand up. He would be able to kneel. He would have been able to kneel because he was tall. I would have been able to kneel. Like, that's weird. That's weird. That's suspicious. But yeah, now they're really deep diving into it, and he wants it to go away so badly. I love this for him. I love this for him. And I love a good, like, all this ties together. It goes to the top, baby. Like, oh God, I love this. But yeah, like, what craziness. So at some point I'm probably going to deep dive into it, because it's just like, this is unraveling before our very eyes. Because when CBS was like, nope, we're going to do the thing, and they released that, I was like, holy shit. Oh, and that's it. So another survivor came forward. Fucking told you guys. What did I say? People are going to start talking. Jess Michaels came forward. Aaron Parnas did like a little breakdown of it, but from what it sounded like is she may have been of age, but like I think she said 22, but came forward over Epstein, and basically he essayed her, and then, you know, she wasn't into, that wasn't what she was there for, and she said that she just like laid there frozen, and he, like, she said that I remember just him digging through his like his pocket and grabbing like $200 and throwing it at her, or throwing it down on the table. Like, Jesus Christ, what a fucking monster. What a fucking monster. So yeah, that was interesting to hear. So like I said, and I don't care, like, if that girl is, you know, 22 years old, what he did to her is abhorrent. That doesn't negate the fact that he's a sexual predator, and he's done this to women and little girls. So, like, and he was convicted for it, got a sweetheart deal, and now that lawyer's in our court system. Fuck yeah. Rock and roll, dudes. Love that for us. So the other thing that I thought was really good today, that was like one of those things good for the Democrats right now, but they're trying to use a 1928 law to get them to release the files. Basically, it relinquishes or it requires the executive branch agency to hand down the requested info, where if there's 5 members of the Senate, Homeland Security, and Governmental Affairs Committees, so as long as there's 5 people from both of those agencies collectively, so like it can be like 1 person from Governmental Affairs and like 4 from Homeland Security, it doesn't matter, or reverse that, it doesn't matter, but there has to be 5 of them. There are 7 right now, but it's never been tested in the courts, and they are not entirely sure if it's going to go through, but they're pushing through. Like, Chuck Schumer actually is starting to get a little bit of a spine, which is nice, because he's one of the people that's like pushing for this, so that's good. Finally, but he shouldn't be in there because he needs to retire. Go to the beach, motherfucker. Drink a margarita. Stop. God damn, dudes. But yeah, so like, we may, like, I worry that they have already destroyed everything, because that video CBS reported on was, they said that it's tampered with, and then also if you watch the video, a cursor scrolls on the screen, and people that are forensics experts have taken apart the data behind the video, and said that it was saved multiple times, tampered with, etc., etc. Then there's the missing minute. Then there's the fact that here we are, like, at least me thought that those 3 cells, one of those 3 contained him. Nope. There's one other camera. They said that all the cameras weren't working in that cell. They also posted a photo of the, like, security station that said must check on Epstein every 30 minutes because he was, like, a suicide watch, is what they said. But there was also a question mark next to it, like, drawn on it. And I was like, what's that about? That's my question. Like, why are we not asking this question? Why is there a question mark over that? Like, why is it, like, boxed in with a question mark? So I'm going to probably look deep into that because that was one of those things where I was like, but I didn't have time, while I was working today. But, they did do a great breakdown. Highly recommend checking it out because it does raise some suspicion and eyebrows and whatnot. And they did talk about that there was one other camera on that floor that worked. And that is the second camera on the 9th floor elevator bag cam. So bay cam. So right at the elevator bay, they have a camera. And I'm like, where's that footage at? Because they say that camera was working. I want to see who the fuck, did that. My thought process is, because apparently, I didn't know this, but apparently the 2 guards on duty, and this could be me just being paranoid about this shit, but the 2 guards never got punishment. However, it was a black woman and a black man. And I'm like, scapegoat much? That to me feels like a scapegoat situation. I know white people, and that just seems like a scapegoat situation. Like, they're like, okay, we'll pin it on them. And I'm surprised that they didn't, like, I don't know. Like, now I'm kind of wondering if they're going to pin it on a person of color inmate that was on that floor. That's what I'm also wondering, is, like, if it comes out, whatever, like, because they don't want to release the fact that Trump was probably the person that either hired the hit or did something, or someone as powerful as him that knows that Epstein had shit on him. There's someone that wanted him kaputskis, and they did that because there was no way. No. I couldn't even do that. Like, I couldn't even do that. Am I confident enough to try on my own? No. But I'm pretty confident that you wouldn't be able to. It's just, it's super suspicious for a man that's way taller than me to have done that on something that I probably couldn't even done it on. It makes no sense. It seems suspicious. And then putting them on, I always said that if, like, they put people on suicide watch, that's why people who do those videos are like, I'm not suicidal, I'm not going to be suicidal, blah, 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 blah. And they, like, make those videos because they're worried about, like, getting harmed. Like, that's always my question, is I'm always like, so it's just interesting that, like, they're not releasing everything, but at this point I'm wondering, because they're talking already about Obama having a burn bag and burning all the Russia stuff. So, about, like, the election. That sounds to me that they have a burn bag that they put the Epstein file shit in, and it's gone. That's what I think. Because everything that they've been saying has been an admittance of guilt. I mean, for God's sakes, they were like, oh, the Democrats are gerrymandering their states and trying to rig the election. And then it's like, oh, really? Interesting. See that map of Texas, bro? Woof. Bro, it's entirely red. Minus, like, 3 or 4 blue dots. So, Gavin Newsom's going for it. He's gung-ho. He's gonna gerrymander California to rig his for the Democrats to offset them. And now other states are being like, I'm gonna do it. You know? So, oh, you forgot to send this to me. Oh. What does it say? Republican leader found liable for sexual abuse. Yes! I love that people aren't letting it go. We can't let it go. Because the thing is that when we are talking about abhorrent behavior that is ninth circle of hell or ninth ring of hell level atrocities, that is up there with it. That is in that same circle. Like genocide, child molesting of in any degree, any amount. Once, I don't give a fuck, you're in that ring, bitch. Get in there. Like, things that are so ungodly, incomprehensible to a normal human being. That's where he's at. Like, that's the level, and we can't have that shit in our government. Making regulations. Having power. Having money and power. We can't have that. We can't. We have to fight against it. And we constantly have to be belittling him about that. Because they are harboring a pedophile. And at this point, even if he didn't do a goddamn thing to those kids, which there are things out there that are saying that, you know, like court documents that say that he tied up a girl and essayed her while she was underage, like 14, whatever, blah, blah. Like, those court documents exist. It didn't go to court because she didn't go because she was getting threats of death to her and her family. So, yeah, she's scared. It's no wonder why us women don't like to speak out. We can't have this. We can't have these kinds of monsters hiding in plain view and allowing them to get away with us. We have to punish them to the fullest extent of the law. We don't need sweetheart deals. We don't need sweetheart deals for monsters that take advantage of children. Period. End of discussion. We can't have that. We can't. Because, like, all these people, like, now people are trying to normalize shit like this, which is what they wanted in the first place. There's a whole CP situation that has always been bubbling underground, and it's been smacked down a lot. And in the adult entertainment industry, I've seen and heard a lot of horror stories because we tend to be in the know because all these regulations and these restrictions happen to us. They don't help kids. They destroy SW's lives and our ability to survive and make money without having our safety violated and our autonomy violated. So we're in that know because we're affected by it when it's supposed to not affect SWs. It shouldn't be because we're adults and we're allowed to make choices with our bodies however we see fucking fit. We're not, children need, I still firmly believe that the internet is not for children, period. If you don't have your parent hovering right above you and you have safety locks on your shit, like, you shouldn't be on the internet because there are people out there that are taking advantage of children and getting them to do abhorrent things. And these kids have no idea because they don't have that capability of, like, understanding that these things are wrong. Because I know that, like, boys would talk to me at, like, like, there was a 23, okay. Back whenever I was 16 years old, I was dating a 23-year-old man. And he was a fucking pedophile. I was 16 years old. He's 23. We were working in the same, like, building, because I got a job the second I turned 16, because I was heavily abused, and I needed a car to get the fuck out, just in case. Like, I knew I needed wheels, and I needed them yesterday. I had a job within 2 weeks of me turning 16, because I needed wheels. I needed to get I needed an escape route that was mine. And so here I am working this job. Then this dude comes up to me, flirts with me. He's in a band. By the way, it was a Christian rock band. He was a super Christian. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that interesting, everybody? Isn't that interesting? And he was trying to get me to convert, which, by the way, again, call back to yesterday. I can talk about my religion. No, just but he, at one point, we had like this big ass fight, and he yelled at me, like tried to tell me like a scripture. He like slammed the book shut and threw it at me, and I looked at him and I go, "Is that how you treat your God?" And he's like, then he got real pissed at me, and I jumped in my car and like drove off. Dude was probably gonna beat the shit out of me. That same 97 Chevy Blazer, baby. I could have like, I jumped in that motherfucker and I was gone before he could even like get to me. I'm still a fast little thing. So like, but yeah, he was hardcore Christian 23-year-old man dating a 16-year-old, a fresh 16-year-old. Yes, it was in the Bible Belt. Geek, it was. Look at that. Called it out. Damn, how'd you know that? How could you ever think that that would be exactly where it's at? Impressive. Like, so we can't allow these fucking monsters to be in power. Like, that's what I'm saying is, like, I'm heated about that because, like, I escaped that shit. He didn't touch me or anything because, like, I wasn't, like, I don't think that I had sex with him. I'm pretty sure I didn't. But, he definitely was a creep. You're 23 years old. Dating a 16-year-old? By the way, that 16-year-old's driving your ass around? Bro. Bro. Sad shit right there. But I've been involved in that shit. I didn't know. I just knew I had instincts that were quick. And I was a smart ass. So, like, he couldn't get away with shit with me. And that's whenever he threw that fucking book at me. He tried to hit me with it. He just has a girly fucking throw. So, to be fair, he did throw from far away, and I definitely can't throw that far. Maybe. But yeah. Music taste is bleeding curse. Oh, okay. A blessing and a curse. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I gotcha now. I'm now with you. This is why you can't really tell me jokes and shit. I'm like, huh? I have no ability to understand jokes and shit. How'd you know? That's fair. But yeah, like it really pisses me off, as it should everyone. It pisses me off to the nth degree. I have never understood that. And like as a kid, like I honestly didn't even think twice about it. I just was like, oh, it's a hot dude with, you know, long brown hair. Jesus Christ. Fucking type, man. Anyways, so, and he's in a band playing bass. Fucking type. Jesus Christ, you could line all my exes up and they'd all look pretty similar. Except for the girls. They look different. Obviously. But yeah, like, you can't allow this shit. You can't, because these kids don't understand what is happening in this adult situation that you're placing on them. And it fucks with their brains. I know it was like there were a lot of times that I was like, I don't know what's talking about. Hey, Abby, how are you doing? Yeah, you just so that's why I'm like we can't allow any of this to become normalized because again, they're trying to like move that scale to the absurd. Things that we would never in a million years have considered okay are now okay. And we can't accept that. We can't allow that to, that slide scale to change to where, and we already have members of Congress and Republicans trying to pass laws where there are no age restrictions on marriage. And it's like, why are you trying to do that? There's also a Republican that was talking about how we should, if girls are allowed to have an abortion at, 14, we should be allowed to have sex with them. And I was like, whoa. Like, whoa. I think that he was saying like, oh, if you, I think I'm misquoting him a little bit, but the fucking words were there, bro. Like, he's like, well, if they're allowed to have sex, be promiscuous whenever, like, and get an abortion at 14. It's like, no, most of the time that a 14-year-old child is getting a fucking abortion is because of exactly what you're fucking talking about. The reason that they're getting an abortion is because their dad raped them, or because their pastor did, or because a Republican did, motherfucker. Like, that's more likely the reason, you asshat. Like, it just... Thank you, Twisted. Yes, exactly. Yes, NinjaCon stickers officially been ordered. Hell yeah, dude. That's so stupid. I'm so excited. It's gonna be the stupidest fucking thing ever, Abby. I'm gonna be cracking up the whole time. The whole time. We should sell them. Don't give them away. Sell them. Because people will. They'll see that sticker and they'll be like, I'll give you money. Like, tell them that they have to tip in order. Tell them they have to tip in order to get the sticker. Like, hell yeah. Let's do it. But yeah, fucking Trump and his bullshit. And also his fucking approval rate, dudes, insane. They were looking at it and there's only, luckily, I mean, this is great news for him. There's only one other president that has a lower approval rating of -16. His approval rating right now is a -11. So there is a president that did beat him out on a negative approval rate, and that is it's him in his first term. My apologies. So he's taken first and second place. Good job, buddy. Round of applause for him. Good job, bud. First and second place. Look at that. Good job, buddy. Love it. Good for him. Yeah, lowest approval rating twice. Back to back, baby. What a winner. What a winner. Oh my god. So, it's hilarious. But the Epstein files, they're definitely worried about that because it's like a negative 37% approval on that. A -15 on trade, a -14 on foreign politics. No shit. It should probably be lower because everybody thinks we're a fucking laughingstock other than, oh, I don't know, Israel. I think that's it. I think Putin's done with them too because they haven't been talking. He's been like just ignoring the war at this point. Poor fucking Ukrainians, dude. Like, I'm so sick of it. The economy is a -14%. And immigration is -5, which should be a million times lower than that. But yeah, a lot of people are like freaking out because of like the economy and stuff too. And like, he's out here saying that there's nothing, like everything's doing great. We're doing so much. We're making, you know, all this money, and prices of food and shit are the lowest that they've ever been. And I want you guys to know, remember how in 2020 how he was like, why are we testing for COVID? Our numbers are high. And I was like, and I've been saying this, if you don't test for anything, then you're not going to get any numbers. So that's like counting zero. Like it doesn't work that way. They're still numbers. They're just invisible to you because you've chosen to make them invisible to you. But the CPI is one of the things that he is actively getting rid of, which is the consumer price index. So instead of counting the consumer price index, instead of doing those numbers, he fired people and made them either a skeleton crew, where like most everybody's getting rid of because they're trying to get rid of all the important things like CPI. And yeah, so our number is now low because he's skewing the data, and he's also, from what I'm gathering, deleting inputs as well. So things that were already in there, I think that he's also going in there and having people delete. So I'm just like, Jesus Christ. Glad to see you, Black. Hey, thank you. Definitely a signature look. Thank you. Back to oh, no worries, Chad. Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate you. No, you're gonna knock over the Neopets. You're my Neopet. Filled with spaghetti. You're filled with spaghetti. He is. Whenever he had his surgery, I got to see it. And, like, my brain was like, oh, it looks like big spaghetti noodles. I've been in the medical field far too long that things just don't bother me. It only bothered me whenever he woke up during his surgery. And I was like, I felt my body separate from, like, my heart and my brain. I felt them separate. Which has only happened, like, once before during, like, a code. And, like, yeah, whenever he, like, woke up, he started bunny kicking. And I was like, my brain goes, oh, yep, I called it. I had a feeling he was going to wake up during his surgery because he's got some red in his fur. Can you not, mister? Can you not? Do you want to come snuggle? You want a snuggy nuggy? Come here. Come up here. Come up here. There we go, little spaghetti monster. So yeah, he he just started kicking his little legs, and I was like, oh my god, are you serious right now? Started kicking his little legs, and I was like, oh my god, he's waking up. But, you know, and my brain was like, they'll get him under, it's fine, like, he's just gonna freak out for a second. Yeah, Brucey. Oh, there he is. Hold on, let's let him be the showboat right now. But yeah, so we're not counting the CPI whatsoever. Bruce would count the CPI. Do you know the consumer price index, bud? Brucey, do you know the consumer price index? He doesn't. He's on my hair. You're on my hair. Thank you. Jesus. He's loving on the mic, though. He's giving you guys all the love. Look at that. See, whenever you have... he is super smart. He's like, yes, I know the consumer price index. It's falsified. The consumer price index is falsified because he keeps deleting data. Right? He's deleting data. His fur's finally coming in. It's so funny. His, like, poor stomach was bald for a little while. No, only 2. That's the rule. That's the rule. He knows. 2 paws on the table. That's all he gets. Everything else is a no-go. Thank you. All right. Anyways, consumer price index. He's not counting it, so it's like, you know, going away. He's flushing all those numbers down the toilet, Bruce. He's flushing them. And a fun little tidbit is that He also is going to... Oh, hello. He just cut cancer research, and he has decided to spend $200 million of our tax dollars on a gold ballroom. There's Bruce hair on me. How did I not get it? I know. So yeah, we're going to have a $200 million gold ballroom. They're also modernizing the East Wing, which could possibly mean that modernize it might be the same thing that they did with the Rose Garden. Oh my God, his fur is out of hand. Are you going down? You jumping? Okie doke. I have a piece of fur. Oh God. I can't. Oh God. So my face. Oh, here we go. There's a nose thing. I swear it's not Coke, it's just Bruce's hair. Oh my God. He has so much fur, guys. I started to like use a de-shedder on him. And I have like enough fur now to possibly make a, like, you know, enough yarn to make like a blanket this big. We're going to try and get it. But, oh my God. There. Oh, did you find a box? You having fun with that box? Oh, are you going to jump in there? Good job, bud. But yeah. What was I saying? Holy moly. Oh yeah, so the fucking ballroom and shit. So what they did to the Rose Garden, like the majestic Rose Garden that I think it was JFK Jr. put up. I think it was the Kennedy Rose Garden. Yeah, they paved it over. So I'm wondering, yeah, Jackie did, yeah, it's paved over. Do you know that? They literally covered it with cement to make a patio. So, like, I'm wondering what the fuck they're gonna do the East Wing of the White House. Because if they did that, like, well, I mean, there was a president that came in after him and he didn't. So that wasn't apparently high on the agenda. Neither was fighting fascism either. God damn it, Biden. Like, I'm glad that he got in and not Trump. However, like, he should have been like, I'm going to drop out. Or what he should have done is halfway through his presidency, say that, oh, I can't do this due to medical, and then allow Kamala to rise up. That's what I would have done halfway through. I've been like, I'm going to do the old switcheroo. And then guess where I'd be, guys? Guess where I'd be? Bet you can't guess. Exactly. On a beach, margarita. This bitch. Definitely a sun umbrella. I should also throw that on a third one. But yeah. First term, they only put a border, taking out all the grass and some of the plants. Yeah. So from what I understand is that now it's like paved over. They have just destroyed the whole thing. There's still Bruce hair on me. But yeah, that's why I want to know is like what, like all the bullshit that they did to the White House before, what the fuck are they doing to the East Wing? Especially since they're spending $200 million on a gold ballroom. Jesus Christ. Oh, it is. Okay, I thought it was too, but I was not entirely. They're not doing so well because they're sucking the life out of them. Those roses are the tears of Jackie O herself crying for her beautiful rose garden that Melania just took a massive dump on. But yeah, so like it just seems like so fucking wasteful. It seems so abhorrent, and $200 million could have went to cancer research instead. We have people out here dying of, these puppies are getting crazy, I got distracted with my boobs. Listen, I just hit puberty. You're gonna have to let me have this, okay? Hold on. Fuck. I really did. My boobs distracted me. Oh, it's such a boy. There's two monsters inside me. One's a girl, one's a boy. One, oh, three. There's another they, them, but they're creeping in the corner like, what are those two doing? I don't trust them. Like, but yeah. So tacky, so horrible. Hate that for them. But yeah, I'm concerned with, oh yeah, cancer research, Dedoy. Breast cancer research, for instance. Motherfuckers. Like, cancer is such a huge thing that we need to be doing, like, throwing money at for research. People are dying constantly of that disease. That disease is one of the worst ones that people die of. Just cancer in general. That's, like, the main one. Diabetes. Those are two big beefy boys that we could be throwing this fucking money at, but we're not. We're instead, we are literally paying for a gold, tacky-ass ballroom. Oh, and they also said that they can't... Oh, yeah, you're right. Yep, I thought that I saw those photos, and I think that my brain was, like, not comprehending it. But yes, yeah, that is the photo, yeah. It is for women, so yeah. But yeah, like, we have people out here dying of diabetes because they can't afford their insulin. But we're gonna get a tacky ass gold ballroom. Then what's her face? Little Trump cheerleader with their fucking cross necklace and whatever. I fucking hate that girl. Whatever her fucking name is. We know who we're talking about. She was like, well, there's just not enough room in the ballroom for us to host world leaders. And I was like, what fucking world leader wants to come here other than Netanyahu? What other world leader actually wants to come here? The few that ever have to, they're in and out as fast as they can fucking get in and out. We're a laughingstock. How many people do you think are gonna come to something? Because ICE agents are gonna be outside. Oh, diplomatic immunity? Fuck you. Oh, that's a good thing that I just brought up. I wonder if that's gonna happen. Do we still have diplomatic, like, do we have, like, ambassador things going on still? Because I'm wondering if they do that. Levitt, yeah. Oh my god. I didn't even think about that until just now. Like, all the... Because I know that we have, like, a Scottish embassy. That's it. What about the embassies that are here? Holy shit, dudes. What about the embassies? Are they gonna start, like, fucking with those? Because, like, it wouldn't surprise me. I know that they have diplomatic immunity, but, like, I don't know. Like, I'm already telling fucking Olympics they need to not come here because they're gonna literally arrest everybody that comes here. There's not even like, America win every title because of the fact that no one else is competing. Bros, this shit's wild. There's too much of a slippery slope happening on this because, especially with ICE agents, dude. Fucking crazy. Oh, that's an, like, what is that? Let me find where I was going. It was like, I know that there's stuff. Oh, I know yesterday we talked about Holly changing, I know that we talked about, like, the stock restrictions yesterday. There was an update to that. So the stock restrictions, for stock trading, it's now to exclude, thanks to Holly, who's licking Trump's ass, it excludes Trump and Vance now, because otherwise Trump would have had to sell Mar-a-Lago. So now he doesn't have to. But everybody else can't. And it also enacts any president outside of Trump and Vance. That's not cheating the system. Like, god damn, these people are brainless. Fucking hell, man. Like, it's absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. So instead of doing the presidency right, he's lying and cheating and stealing it. No shocker there. He cheats at golf. He does all this stuff. I watched Jolly Good Ginger, and Jolly Good Ginger like posted a video of like him talking about if you cheat at golf, that shows you what kind of person you are. And I'm like, oh no, I cheat at golf, but I only do putt-putt. That's the difference. But I also look at you dead in your eyes when I move the ball into the hole. But trust me, it's mostly because I have literally hit it like 20 times and I still can't get it. I also don't have you write my score, and we already talk about this preemptively before I go on the course. I'm like, just so you know, I'm for putt-putt, I'm here to get, like, hang with my friends and have a good time. Don't write down my score because I will cheat. It's the same thing with pool. I'll also tell you I'm going to cheat at pool too. I will look at you dead in your eyes, take the ball, and move it. There has been a funny time where before I knew how to play pool, I did do that, but I did that to the 8-ball, not knowing. So I immediately made myself lose, which is comical just all in itself. But everybody knows going in, and we're playing for funsies anyways. And I'm like, don't even count mine. Just know that you're winning anyways. You are the winner, preemptively, and I'm going to just have fun with it. All right. Hitting this ball. I'm just going to knock this over here. Like, so I was just like, man, I feel called out. But I do preemptively do that. But I also don't get angry. Now, at what do you call it? Driving range. Now, I can't cheat at that. There is no way to cheat at that because I would have to throw the ball. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. I can hit it further than I can throw. So, you know, interesting. Anyways, there are some Democrats. I guess right now they're working on Democrats and Republicans. Apparently, it's across the board, which is great. They're trying to get a bill passed, and it's set up by Tim Scott and Elizabeth Warren. It's the Renewing Opportunity and the American Dream to Housing Act of 2025. Sorry, I had to I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to read that. But it's already passed the Senate Banking Committee by unanimously. It unanimously passed the Senate Banking Committee, and they are trying to get this thing passed to where it will help cut red tape around zoning, building, and zoning building standards. So it's going to cut the red tape around zoning building standards and streamlines inspections across the federal program, just to improve efficiency so people can build and buy houses easier. The HUD, which this is the problem, is it's being gutted right now, so we don't know if this is actually going to go through or not. They're going to offer grants and loans to low and moderate income homeowners and certain landlords. But my question is, hey, TechCast, how are you doing? So my big question that I have is, how is this supposed to help people that have bad credit and or renting assistance or rent cap? Because we really need to have a fucking cap on rent up in here. Like a 1-bedroom, you can only charge $800 for it. Fuck you. Across the board, a rent cap and a property tax cap. Something needs to happen for those things so other people can get it. Because while I was reading this, I was like, that's all well and good, but with my credit, I'd never be able to buy a house. Can I build my credit back up? I'm trying, but I've been trying for 4 years. or whatever, or like not 4 years, but I've been trying for like 2 years since my credit got stolen by AT&T and tanked my credit because someone took out a bunch of credit cards in my fucking name. So great. Love that for me. Did AT&T get punished for that? No. Did I? Absolutely. Thanks. So it's like, okay, I love the fact that it's passed unanimously. That gives me some sort of like glimmer of hope that like they're actually trying to work towards affordable housing. However, that doesn't help the normal average person that doesn't have credit or can't get credit, because a lot of times they'll be like, oh, you can do like a $500 credit card, but you just like, you actually pay them $500 and you get this card, and that's like, you know, you basically pay into the card every month and that's your credit line. Like, not everybody has that $500 to do that. Most of us are working paycheck to paycheck, not able to do that. So like, how in the fuck is that supposed to help the normal person? Good job, Elizabeth Warren and Tim Scott, but like, what about everybody else that's struggling, that doesn't have the credit score to be able to buy a house? Nor, like, the problem is that we're still going to struggle to buy a house. That's still going to be an issue. Look at the percentage on houses. Wouldn't the rent cap be an issue when it comes to supply and demand? Yeah. I'm kind of versed in rent stuff because like I'll look it up whenever I'm pissed off, but that's also a problem, is I'm looking at it whenever I'm pissed off. So I tend to not absorb as much. But from what I understand is like, we have the rentals. They're saying that we don't have the housing, but I don't believe that. I don't believe that for a second. I think we have the housing and the rentals. I think that people that are making all this fucking money have multiple fucking houses all over the fucking place, or we have housing that gets dilapidated and doesn't, you know, it's too expensive or whatever. Like, what about these fuck off mansions? Like, why can't we separate that into a living community? Like, fuck, me and my friends would live in that shit. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there is supply. There's just no way to get that supply because we are stopped. The amount of times I've driven by, like, houses and, like, the area that I'm in that are, like, broken down houses or, like, whatever. And it's, like, people like me that love old houses. Like, I'm a slut for an old house. I love an old house. If I was ever given the opportunity to buy an old house that I have to fix up, like, I would totally do it. But I don't have that opportunity. I don't get that luxury. Because I was like, all I need to do is just fix, like, one room, get that settled, and then I can start doing the rest of the place and have no problem. Like, I'll work on it until the day I die, like, Sarah Winchester, baby. Like, let the spirits guide me. What should I make this room? Twilight? Done. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we have the ability and we have people. I know that I'm not the only person that's like, give me an antique house. Give me the ways. Help me resolve things or figure out how to, like, make the thing or, like, fix stuff or, like, make things easier for me to be able to do things like that, because we have these old beautiful houses that are literally sitting there and no one's doing anything. And then what? They get turned into, and I just got myself started on a tangent. All right, buckle in, everybody, because my tangents get heated. So, oh yeah, fuck landlords. Sounds like taking I'm down. Absolutely. Oh yeah. No, taking from one to go to another. Yeah. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's exactly what I'm saying. Steal the mansions, live in there with your friends. What are they doing with it? Nothing. Living in there with their one wife that they're cheating on? I'm not buying it. I don't care. I have no sympathy for the rich. Zero. Big old goose egg. I'm old poor, so I'm like, you know. But anyways, I digress. But, oh no, I started to forget my tangent. Fuck. Oh, that's it. That's the other thing. I am so goddamn sick of seeing houses being used for businesses and then it being like the land being changed over into being only for businesses. Fuck you. Whoever decided that, fuck you. For real. Because like the amount of antique houses that are in downtown like Raleigh and Chapel Hill and Durham are insane. And I would literally do anything for one of those houses. Nothing's off that table, babes. Nothing. I want one of those houses so bad. Like, I'm an antique bitch. I have oddities galore in this place. Like, this room is the only room that looks like this. This is a bright, cheery room. Trust me, the rest of this house, dark. It is creepy. It is spooky. There is random, like, spooky shit everywhere. Like, I am a spooky bitch. So it's like, I want one of those houses. I want one of them so bad, but they're all now businesses. And I'm like, what the fuck? One of my lawyers is in one of those houses. And whenever I would go in there, I'm like, I'm so fucking pissed. I'm like, this staircase, I would love you, staircase. I would love you with every ounce of my being. I would take photos on you. Doorway, I would take so many photos in you like this. And like this. And like this. Like, I would love that house more than anyone in that building. Hands down. No problem. Because, like, the second I drove up to it, I was like, you motherfuckers. Like, I went from just absolute in love to just anger. And I think that there is a huge mansion that's downtown Raleigh that whenever I first visited, I saw that building and I was like, I would literally give a kidney, part of my liver, both my ovaries, every bit of girly bit, you can just have it. I'd skin graft someone for it. Like, these are I like that all together. Can I have this house now? Like, literally, skin graft my fucking back, bitch. Take it. Where's my house? Gimme. Like, I love that house. I want to see, like, I would be, if I ever can get locally known enough, that's all I ask, is just to be locally known enough that they allow me in that building to take photos, at bare minimum. I will cry, but probably after I'm done taking photos, because I won't want to ruin the moment. But the second I start to leave, I will weep. I want a haunted house so bad. That's what that boils down to, is I really want a haunted house. Yeah, it is moody. It's moody. We home someone comes and steals from you. Bro, what fucking, you're living in a fantasy land right now where that would never be able to happen because this bitch too broke to have a house. Wrong person. Also, if they just steal my house, I'll just go to a different one. We can be like hermit crabs. Just move from house to house, taking each. Oh, it'll be like the Christmas episode of It's Always Sunny. I always watch that whenever I decorate my house or my tree for Christmas. But it'll be like that, like Mac's family, where they go from house to house stealing the presents because he's getting his presents stolen. So it can be like that. Talking to the wrong person. I love working in absurdities. I came from the right originally. I love absurdities. I can get absurd as fuck. But yeah, no, I firmly I'm like a Robin Hood person. Totally a Robin Hood person. I don't, like, I believe that once you make, like, my personal number, if you make $100,000 a year, that's your cap. We should have a pay cap. So once you make that, good job, buddy. You're making nothing else for the rest of the year. Period. End of discussion. That's my thing. So I'm like, I go on the, like, I would what you'd like to call a little bit extreme on that sort of thing, but that's just my opinion. Would it change if I made more than 100,000 a year? No, I would say we need to change things to where you make 100,000 a year and everybody can live. Honestly, I just want to live in a Star Trek world where we don't even have money. That's what I want. What's the incentive to work harder then? No one really works that hard anyways. That's my thing. Anybody that makes more than that, they really don't work hard. Trust me. My ex made way, like, 100,000 plus a year. That motherfucker was constantly drunk at work. He was in the bathtub drinking all the time. Can't. Nope. Like, you can't convince me at this point. Like, I'm just, like, at the point where I'm like, I bust my ass. I work my ass off. And I have never made it past a certain bracket. And I probably never will. And I'm okay with it. Which is, like, $40K a year. So, made more than that whenever I did porn. Sometimes I miss sucking dick for money. I miss it more frequently than not, actually. Man, I miss being a stripper sometimes. Anyways, yeah, made the most while I did that. So, I don't know where I'm going with that. I'm just trying to get, like, mentally now convincing myself to just get back into it. Oh my god! Yeah, no. Yeah. The more you get paid, the less. Yeah, I mean, it's true. Real years of training and a limited quality to benefit from that. I mean, I think that school should be free. Period. And it's got college. We're talking about college. College should be free. It should be free, along with healthcare. Healthcare shouldn't be costing anything. Bernie doesn't go as extreme as I do. So, let's get that out there. But, like, I don't believe that college should cost anything. I don't believe that I believe that you should have, like, the textbooks available to you, or they should be available online for free. Because we are going to get into a time period where we'll have such a literal brain drain at this point that we are losing scientists, healthcare workers, hand over fist. Now, I'm a healthcare worker. I couldn't go to school. I was just doing phlebotomy. I couldn't afford to go back to like get into college to be able to even get a nursing degree. I want you to know, hands down, if I was able to, I want to be an ER nurse, and I'd be a fucking good one too. I work well under that level of stress and pressure. Like, the first code I ever did, I was like, this is something I can do really well. What the fuck? And so, like, my brain just slowed everything down, and I went into, like, I did the best job I think I ever did, and that was within 2 weeks of training for phlebotomy. And it was to the point where the hospital staff was like, wow, this is insane. Like, you're really, like, doing that. So, yeah, no, I don't do phlebotomy anymore. So well, yes, you're right. The tax dollars do pay for that. However, we're getting to a point where the scales are tipping to the point where no one is going to be able to afford to go to college for specialty medical. And as someone that worked in the medical field for as long as I did, a lot of people are no longer going into those specialty care because it costs $500,000 to go to college for it, for like certain, specific, like eye surgery or something like that, or brain surgery or things like that. That college costs so much money. I don't even know how the doctors pay that shit down. So a lot of people are not even going into that. They're going into primary care and opening up their own offices. That's how they're able to survive and make money. That's a problem. Then on top of that, we're cutting all these healthcare benefits, all this Medicare, then cutting scientists, cutting tech, making it impossible for people to become smarter, which is called a brain drain. And the other big issue is that all these scientists, all these doctors that are losing their jobs, losing their medical, their ability to practice medicine the way that they should, such as abortion care, things like that. Not watching a woman bleed out on a table and not being able to do a fucking thing without getting worried about being sued. So they're leaving the United States. So these scientists, these medical professionals, everybody's leaving the United States. I left the medical field, patient-facing, in 2021 because of how poorly I was treated during 2020 and the pandemics and everything else. I couldn't do it anymore. And the amount of people that left during that time would blow your fucking mind. Just the people that I knew about, personally. People were leaving hand over fist. And so, we're losing all these people. At some point, the scale is going to have to tip where they will have to make education free or very, very cheap, because we are literally going to lose all these medical professionals, all these scientists, everybody that's going to be able to keep us alive and safe and going, just our population going. We're losing it. So we're gonna start seeing huge issues in that. And in the medical stuff, that's been going on for a while, guys. That was going on before 2020. We were losing medical staff hand over fist. EMTs make less than phlebotomists. As a phlebotomist working for LabCorp, I was already working at a hospital for 2 years before I started with LabCorp. They started me off at $13 an hour. I was with them for 10 years. I was making $18.50 when I left. That's poverty wages. I couldn't support myself. I wish I would have realized that I was in poverty wages, because then I could have actually got rental assistance. Instead, I was scrambling to try to make my rent every single month in an $800 apartment at the time. I was dying. I was sinking, and I mean fast. It's an American issue. Oh, you're not from America? That's why. Dude, I'm telling you, it's bad over here, guys. It is really, we are not good. We are cooking. It's bad. I cannot stress this enough. It is horrendous. So with LabCorp, and then I begged them for a raise during the pandemic, because during 2020, LabCorp didn't allow us to have any PPE. They were like, oh, we don't have any. So the way that I worked, for context, I was stationed in a doctor's office. So I was able to piggyback off the doctor's office's PPE. Otherwise, LabCorp was barely sending me gloves to do my job, to take blood and handle urine and poop and semen sometimes. I needed PPE. And then, to make matters worse, LabCorp cut our pay incentives for if people paid their bill with us. They cut, so that was completely gone. They didn't allow us to have any time off in 2020. They wanted us to work with COVID. They wanted us to, what is it? They didn't give us the shot, the COVID shot. They also, cut our pay increase. So our 10 cent pay increase was cut, and they gave us $200 at the end of the year, and they were like, that's good. The next year in 2021, in the spring, they gave us our review, and they gave us all the same review. Late spring, early summer. They gave us all the same review, meets expectations, and all of us got the 1 10-cent raise. We didn't get 20 cents. We didn't get 30 because, hey, you survived the pandemic. We got nothing. That's why people that are going to get their blood work done, that's why it sucks, guys. It's because they're done. Then on top of that, LabCorp also staffs women, one woman in a patient service center by herself. Alone. No cameras. We already had an incident because there was a black woman working at, for context, it needs to be said, working at one of the patient service centers, and a white dude comes in and he gets heated with her, and he tried to grab her through the glass, and then he tried the door, but she locked it at the time. He tried to attack her, and she had no way out. By the way, there was only one entrance and one exit in that room. I worked in that patient service center once. There's only one exit. There's nothing. She could have been killed. So, like, whenever these healthcare facilities and these things are treating us this poorly and this abhorrent, what's the point? Also, LabCorp, they got thousands of dollars in stipends and shit from the government during 2020 because we were the first company to come out with the COVID test. LabCorp was. Where you could go to the lab and get it done. We were the first ones to have them on hand to do them. So, what the fuck? We're losing healthcare workers faster than we can even replace them. Especially with how much it costs to go to school. Especially since, like, it's just crazy. No, bunnies is actually a pretty heavy job too. So, I think it is. I mean, you have to sit there, you know, do all your stuff. So, I mean, skills. See, America, skills don't count. I'm dead ass. I'm dead ass. We are in a point where I have to know someone to get a job. And that's across the board. That's not me just doing healthcare. That's me, like, going into any company. Like, right now, I work for a company that does onboarding for other companies. Like, I'm losing my job in, like, 2 months because they're leaving to go to pay people poverty wages over in India. So they're actually cutting every single one of us. So I don't mind talking about this, but, like, my company, this healthcare company, we onboard all these different for these companies or whatever. And I've tried to find a job that's similar, and no one wants to hire anyone. So the way that our hiring system goes in America is you put in your resume, it gets sent off to an AI bot, and that AI bot scans it, and most of the time they don't make it through because it has to see certain keywords, and if those keywords aren't in there or there's not enough of them, it automatically takes out your thing. So a lot of times, like, for instance, if I needed the reason I got my job that I have now is because I knew someone. It's the only reason I got this job is because I knew someone. So the only way that I can get another job is typically if I know someone. Because my company has laid off people every 6 months for the past 2 years, which is a sinking ship. So I've been like, okay, I've seen the rats run off the Titanic. I'm like going with it. So I've been putting in applications for 3 years, and not a one person has met or called me back, with the exception of a scam company. It is insane. I can't even stress that enough. Forced inefficiency will fail eventually. Yeah, unfortunately, it is. That's the huge problem over here. Is all of that is. Oh yeah, am I in fear of AI replacing my role? Yeah, all of us are actually, because recently the Trump administration has cut all possible AI regulations for 10 years. So 10 years, we will have no AI regulation whatsoever. And I cannot stress this enough. I am terrified of that. Because we already have robots mowing lawns. Every job is in danger. And I have a friend that works in electrical, and they said that their boss always said, if you go into the bathroom and whatever is in the bathroom can't be made with AI. And I was like, you're thinking that? But it's going to happen. It's going to. And my question is, when that happens, we're all going to be poor. We're all going to lose our houses and our or our cars and all of this and that. What's going to happen? Like, there has to be at that point, I almost feel like it's going to be a dynamic shift where the 99% will just make their own government and start doing their own thing aside from the government. And whenever the government tries to attack, then we'll be like, well, we already have all this. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just, I don't know how this is going to play out. But AI, we needed that regulation, and we have none. LML used in growth rate, rather scary. Yeah. Low-skilled jobs will become non-existent. Exactly. Yeah. AI is given court recordings to transcribe. Who's going to print it off and put there? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know that, like, me personally, I'm in danger. Not because I don't have the mental capacity to get the skills. I don't have the money to get the skills, if that makes sense. I have the roadblock of I will never be able to go to college and get a degree and be able to get a high-paying job to be able to do that. However, I've always been an entertainer. I always wanted to entertain. So, like, that's why I'm like, now that I'm losing my job in October, I'm making this my primary thing. Because it's like, let's just see. I have enough to be able to, like, do that for a little bit and see if it sticks. If it does, cool. If it doesn't, I'm okay with it. I got this. But I've been doing, like, I have Coursera courses under my belt, but, like, how far does that actually go? Because some companies won't even, like, they don't even give a shit about that. And I was a COO of a nonprofit too. So I have that on my resume, but they don't care. So it's like, okay, I ran a company. I helped run a company where we had to wrangle like 300 cosplayers. And I feel like that in itself is a lot. And that shows that I can, like, manage big groups of people that all pretty much have ADHD. And I'm able to, like, okay, let's go, and, like, be able to do the thing. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. So, like, that's why I'm like, I really wish that we had a better system where our tax dollars go to be able to pay for schools and pay for, like, you know, better housing where we don't have to, like, spend all of our fucking money just to have a roof over our head, and we have to decide if we're gonna, like, starve ourselves for the week only eating ramen just to keep the roof over our head. Like, we're in such dire straits on that, it's not even funny. So it's like, I know that, like, Bernie sometimes is not as hardcore as I am, but, like, there's a lot of points that he is, like, been trying to, like, push and pass and stuff to no avail that I firmly believe in, like healthcare for all, housing, like, that is inexpensive so we can all survive, so we can actually go on a vacation once in a while instead of going, well, I'm not working these days, you know, Saturday and Sunday during my work, I have to take up a second job that I work Saturday and Sunday. We shouldn't have that. We should be able to go to school and not have to worry about how we're going to pay for it, or, you know, whenever we get out, because, like, the thing is that we all have to take out these loans, and now the loans that they're going to have us do are way worse, and they're only, so we have a cap now on government assistance for school, which is $200,000, and that seems like a pretty decent chunk. The problem is that specialties like heart doctors, things like that, it costs way more than $200,000. So again, that goes into the whole brain drain system where we're going to lose the ability for these people that could go to school, that are smart enough and are talented enough and have a steady enough hand to be able to do brain surgery, and they can't go to school. What would happen if like these prodigies, like there's got to be prodigies out there that can do all these things, but they can't go to school for it. Like it kills me. It kills me because me being in the healthcare field and knowing this, me being in as a SW, I've seen this on so many different levels of like different ways that we are being cooked and living them and being like, Jesus Christ, like I need to find a way to stop that. That's why I started coming on the internet and just starting to rant about shit, because I'm like, bros, we got to do some shit. Like, again, call your reps, local, state. That's where it's going to be at. That's where our fights are going to be at. Concentrate on those. State and local, babes. We're going to be okay. We just have to fight. I need people to fight with me. I can only do so much fighting. Legally, should say. Can only do so much fighting. Not physically, but, you know, it is. It's because you still have a warm body saying there. Yeah, yep. We're a weird system, I'm telling you right now. Yeah. She has a pretty detailed, crazy, there's a lot of things that go into her work. So we're people that are outside the US, I'm always like, man, it must be fucking nice. Man, it must be fucking nice not to understand our system. It is so fucked. It doesn't make any sense. The USA is like wiping before you poop. It doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't. So and our president does smell like that. So, you know, we're kind of on brand if I'm going to be honest. So our court system is very old. It's a very old system. But there's a lot of reasons for it to stay old. Bunny knows way more than I do on that one, but there's reasons for it. Also, let's not pray to get rid of these jobs, because remember, like, we're cooked over here. Some of us have to, like, we're gonna have to start, you know, sucking dick for our rent. So, I keep saying that. I'm gonna get, like, in trouble for saying that shit. I'm just teasing. I'm teasing. Oh my god. Oh, like, for instance, world news, our State Department is spending $170,000 of our tax dollars, instead of helping give kids school lunches that are underprivileged. Instead of doing that, we are spending that money to destroy $9.7 million worth of already paid for contraceptives that are sitting in Sweden doing absolutely dick, that some of them are not even expiring until 2030. They're sitting there, and other countries have begged us to let them purchase them from us. And Trump administration says, no, we're going to incinerate them instead. Same thing with food. There's also, like, some food that was actually going to start, like, expiring. That's like, not food, but like biscuits that are like high protein, high everything, like what you give to starving kids, like to, you know, give them some sort of fucking nutrition. Instead of giving that away to anybody in the world, they decide that they're also going to incinerate that too. So when you're talking about inefficiency, the USA is not really logical on any of it. You know what I mean? Because that logically doesn't make sense. We literally said no to money for that reimbursement. So instead of paying $9.7 million, say they give us like $1 million. Like, that's still like not spending $170,000 on top of the $9.7 million that we already spent. Like, do you see what I mean? Like, it just, there's it doesn't, none of it computes. It doesn't make sense. Didn't the U.S. pay? No, Iraqi Sesame Street? I don't know. I didn't hear about that. I know our Sesame Street got defunded along with our NPR, so our National Public Radio, which NPR and Sesame Street, I think that they're going to be okay in, like, the cities, and Sesame Street typically, sorry. Let me restart. So NPR and Sesame Street got defunded by the U.S. government. Fortunately, NPR and specifically NPR and Sesame Street typically don't get most of their funding. It's mostly funding from viewers like you. Most of their funding comes from that. However, radio in rural communities, that is in danger 100% of going away. Like, more than likely, radio stations in like the country are going to go away. And they also made no exception for emergency broadcasts. So, say all the power goes out. You have no phone. The power's been out for a while. Your phone only said that there's a bad storm. Now, all of a sudden, everything's off. Power, everything, this and this and this. They won't be able to turn on their radio to be able to, like, their hand crank radio, like their emergency radio, to hear if there's an emergency. So, like, you know, just like that random, just like not gonna happen situation, because I'm just using it as like an example, but like zombie apocalypse situation, you know what I mean? Everything goes to shit. We have all this stuff cut off. We're talking about like that kind of level of something happens in that area. We're seeing a lot more, you know, floods and this and that. It takes out the power grid, whatever. You can't call out. You also can't get radio either. That's terrifying. I'm like, that would scare the shit out of me. I would not be able to handle that. I would pack up the boys and I would be like, I would be gone. I'd be gone. My turtle, my cat, I'd be gone. Just because it's like, it's crazy. Oh, are you saying? Oh, is that what he's saying? No, he's dead ass wrong. No. Tick-ass, no. Her job should stay. You know whose job should go? All the CEOs. Because the CEOs can be replaced by AI easily. And they make the most money. Look at that. Take them out. Take them out. However, I don't care how. Just take them out. Take them out tonight. They should be replaced by AI bitches. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I mean, no worries. Do you have a hand crank? No, I don't. Because I live in a heavily populated area. So no. Also, I tend to just not be worried about that right this second. But, no, I do not. But you can Google search it. But, no, I think that it's 100%, like, we should have CEOs not exist, honestly. So, yeah. Because they make the most money. They have the most yachts. Fucking foam parties on their goddamn yachts that they have to take apart a fucking bridge to get it out of the shipyard that they built it in. Fuck you, Bezos. I'll pee on your mouth, bastard. In your mouth, I meant. But yeah, like, CEOs are a fucking problem. So, never feel bad for talking shit on those motherfuckers. Shouldn't be making the money that they have because they're not doing shit. They don't do shit. They literally don't. They literally don't. All they do is they're a head. They're a face of a company. That's it. They just take money while people on the bottom just beg to survive. For real. It's crazy. So I'm not even stressing about it. Like Oh, I do have some funny news though on that same aspect is Ford, due to the tariffs, lost $29 million of net loss. And I feel personally that's not nearly enough. I want that CEO to know. I want him to know that they fucked up. Because all those CEOs voted for that motherfucker. And I want them to hurt. But they'll just hurt the bottom people too. So I don't know. It just makes me mad. I'm just like, I want them to hurt so bad, but they're so fucking protected. So gross. How would you guide the direction of a company without the CEO and board? Easily, just literally chat GPT that shit. Don't use AI though. Like, AI is such bullshit. But that's what I'm saying is, like, if you're going to say, like, get rid of her job, I have a better solution. Someone that is a CEO can be replaced by that. Easily. Easily. There are people out there that have ran that. Like, I'm not going to run it because, like, I'm not going to use ChatGPT. But I will, however, like, direct you to go look up some, like, videos where people have done that. Because there's a lot of people that are like, how could you run this company better? And there it is. Like, all you need is that. If you're going to go into that level of, like, you know, the person that makes the most money, they should be the one that goes. Instead, you have companies like mine that are literally getting rid of, I think, 50 of us. So, like, 50 of us are getting laid off in October for them to move to India to be able to pay people, like, pennies on the dollar for what we're doing. So, what about those jobs that are coming to America? Trumpies. What about that? So people get dictate to run the direction. Honestly, like, I'm gonna, like, we'll go into my absurd talking point that I truthfully believe, which is I don't believe any company should be a huge company. I think everything should be small business. You know why? Because I'm sick of going to places and trying to find good fucking food that's local, and it's not local. Guess what? It's a big old fucking branch. It's a McDonald's. It's like a big... I don't think any of those should exist. I think mom and pop should be running the fucking place. There's where I get into the I'm a little bit more crazy than Bernie on that one. Because I don't like that. I don't like that our country has changed from having local flavor to being the same bullshit everywhere. I don't like that. I think it's shit. I like local flavor. I like going to a place that I haven't been, and it's totally different than the place that I'm from. I like that. We have an America where everything used to be different. Everything, like, all buildings used to look different. We all had the same thing, but instead now we have corporate greed where all the buildings look the same. They all look the fucking same because they sell. That's why McDonald's is no longer bright and cheery. Now it's drab and bland. It's because it will resell. Bullshit. Bullshit. Like, I want difference. I love like, Boston is one of my favorite cities. Boston, Chicago, that sort of thing. Like, they're also, like, home base for me. But I like those areas because I can go to them. They look so different than everything else. I like local flavor. I like that local thing. And we don't have that because we have large corporations that are monopolies all owned by the fucking Koch brothers. You know what I mean? So, like, you know, yes, as long as we're actually getting paid our worth as a collective, our minimum wage is still $7.50 an hour. It's been like that since fucking I don't even know. Here. How long has the minimum wage been $7.50? Oh, I'm sorry. For 15 years. Yeah, the federal minimum wage has not changed in 50 years. And then on top of that, oh yeah, and $7.50 won't even buy you a meal at McDonald's. Thank you, Amy. Thank you. Yeah. Literally. You can't even buy a McDonald's meal for the hour that they pay you. Fucked up. That's fucked up. So, yes, small businesses, we get paid the way that we're supposed to, etc., etc. Low skilled is like such a right talking point. I don't like it. Cuz like there's no low skilled is such a like cop out type thing that I don't even care to answer on that. You know what I mean? Like it's we're talking about America. Low skilled people are all the CEOs. They can barely wipe their own asses. Like they can't even wipe their own asses. I do a pretty decent job at wiping my ass, so what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like again, you can't gauge skill on this sort of thing. Like we're not talking about skill, because if we're talking about skill, then everything would be reversed, literally. The higher ups, the CEOs, all of our little congressmen, especially the ones on the right, they have no skills. They don't even know how to do anything. They're dumb as fuck. They're infants. And a lot of the people that I know that are in low-skilled jobs, they have more skills than any of those motherfuckers combined. Because we have to do all the shit ourselves. We have to work on our own cars. You know that I worked on my own car for years? I know how to drop an engine in a Honda. I know how to do that because I couldn't afford to do that. I also couldn't afford to get a new car. So every repair that I did on my Honda, my Honda Accord, my fucking Blazer, my Chevy Blazer, my my Toyota, like I learned how to do all of that. I learned how to do everything in that car. Am I a mechanic? No. You can't say low skill because like I'm in what you are probably considering a low skill job. But I have an abundance of high skill that I can run circles around most normal people that are CEOs. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, no, we're cooked over here. There's no skill level on this side. Like we're not rating on that stuff over here. No. Like I have an overabundance of skills that gets overlooked by every company that I try to join. I was a project manager. I did project management and no one will look at me. I know how to do shit. I'm smart. I'm incredibly intelligent. And yet, that resume don't get anything. Don't get anything. Maybe it's because I don't have college. Maybe that's why. Well, where's the problem there? College is too expensive. Why is college too expensive? We don't have... A, colleges make too much fucking money. B, people don't make enough money to even survive life. There's a lot of problems. We're just running in circles. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I would love to be a mechanic. However, guess what happens to female mechanics? My brother in Christ, guess what? I don't like being sexually harassed. Guess what happens a lot of times? Ask any female mechanic. They get told that they're not good enough. They get downplayed. They get passed over for job opportunities. They get no job opportunities because they're a woman or femme presenting. So, see what I mean? I'm answering you with all the answers that are real over here. So like, as a woman, you go into a primary man's job, it's crazy. So I had a friend that tried to apply for, or was applying for, and got an interview with a very, very large YouTube streamer. And the problem is that it's a man's club. And when she went in, she was talked down to. She had more experience than the people that she was that were talking down to her and doing the interview and shit, and talked down to her. She was catcalled at like in the office as she was walking through. Like, there's a lot of hurdles here. We got a lot of issues. It's a cornucopia of bullshit that ends up being where you're like, oh, well, what about this? Oh, that causes this. It's like, there's a lot of things that are interconnected, and a lot of it has to do with, our society and the way that we have. So blind resume would be a great starting point. What do you mean by a blind resume? There's no such thing. At least, in the thing that I'm thinking that you're saying. I could be wrong about what you're saying. I don't know. Elaborate on what a blind resume is, because I don't even know. But yeah, so we have, like, things like that. We also have, recently, let's see, over in Nashville, my old stomping ground for 6 months, they're currently trying to, Governor Bill Lee sign an agreement with Elon Musk and his company to make a tunnel underneath the city, digging through limestone, which is not going to be very safe. There's no environmental studies. They're just doing it. None of the mayor, like the mayor, the reps, no one in the whole state of Congress and everything, they didn't even know that this was going to happen. They've also been trying to they passed public transportation, which is another thing of, like, why we can't get jobs and things like that, is because, like, some people just can't afford to pay transportation. For instance, I pay insurance on my car, and I pay a property tax on my car, even though I already paid that fucking tax. I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at the state. But, so public transportation was voted yes on, and they haven't done anything with that. So you also have the fact that Elon Musk doesn't finish projects a lot of times. He runs it way over budget. Then on top of that, there's no indication on, like, how people are going to be safe with these blasts through the limestone. There's a YouTube or a TikToker that I follow, and I love her content. Monty Matter, she is losing her home because of this whole thing, because they're literally buying out her condo area to put in a parking lot for this tunnel. Like, it's crazy. So, like, there's so many things that are, like, abhorrently wrong, where it's just like, damn, like, state your skill set, no name. You can't do that. It'll kick it out. My sex isn't even on it. My sex is very apparent as to, like, my name. I could go by my more mask name, which is Jay, because that is a shortened version of my name anyways. But I could try that. The problem is that the sex thing is not in there, other than, yeah. I got the bare minimum on that. There's no sex on there, so it's crazy. Oh yeah, be blind just can you ask this task? That's the problem, is it doesn't work like that over here. It really, really doesn't. And I've been, like, way too deep in, like, harassment to be able to, like, deal with it, honestly. And I also think that you have to go to school for a mechanic as well. I'd be very surprised if you didn't, because I know that a lot of mechanics, they got their training in, military. So a lot of people that are military trained. Do you need college to go be a mechanic? Let's see. You have to do a vocational school. Yeah. And I'm sure that I don't have that amount of cash. So you can do on-the-job training as well, I guess. So it just depends. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, if I'm going to do a job, I'm at the point where I don't look as old as I am, but I promise you, I'm at the point where doing mechanic work constantly all day, it's not going to be good for me. I'm going to be honest. For me, I've looked into doing project management. That's the thing that I really want to do, because I'm great at it. I project manage myself right now, and the Rant, which is a like a photography cosplay group. We do conventions and stuff. I project manage for them, very part-time, because I have a full-time job. But yeah, like, there's a lot of things I'm exceptionally good at, but a lot of times it's hard for me to get through to those jobs, to that job market. It is what it is. Like, our country, you're gonna watch it from afar and be like, oh, shit's actually, like, really fucking getting dirty. So yeah, no, it's definitely one of those things. We're getting into that time period where we're gonna see some insane shit. Oh, I did say that I was gonna say something about Jesse Waters, because I was watching something about that earlier. Oh my god. I was watching, like, one of his interviews, and there's, like, someone made a clip of it where it's just, like, Jesse Waters talking about Trump in, like, the gayest way possible, and I was fucking cackling, dudes. I was cackling, because I was like, holy shit, he is gay as fuck. And then there's another clip where he was talking, and he's like, Trump's my daddy, but, like, I'm not gay for him or anything. And I was like, no one asked you, but you said it. You confirmed it for me. I was like, you little gay boy. Come out. Come in. Come out of the closet. Come on, buddy. Come on. I got a snack. Like, oh my god. I want him to come out of the closet so bad. But, like, the way he was explaining, like, Trump and stuff like that, I was like, oh my god, he's gay for him. Oh my god. I love it. Come out of the closet, bud. I see you, Jesse. Come out. Grab, oh my god, Lindsey Graham, too, on your way out. Grab his arm. He's right by the door. Like, where that door opens and the light shines, Lindsey's right there. Grab him on the way out. I need him out. I need him out of the closet. Boy, as gay as the day is long, I swear to God. So, yeah, we're fucking cooked. But yeah, I wanted to say, I need to get that, like, find that again, the video of Jesse Waters, like, constantly, like, talking about Trump in, like, the gayest fucking way, and then him being like, but I'm not, like, gay. It's like, oh boy. Boy, do I have news for you. Oh yeah, you are. Yes, you are, sweetie. Oh my god. It's annoying because standards for job sites would go some way to help the issue. So yeah, I am on job sites. I know I'm just knocking all your stuff out. Like, I really wish that you could give me an idea that I didn't have. I really, really do. I would very much appreciate that. I'm on job sites. That's actually how I got almost in trouble. Like, so I had this interview. I got a what do you call it? I think I was on Indeed. I think I'm on Indeed and like a couple of, or another one. Because you have to be. And I think I got the message from Indeed, and that one was a scam. I found that out like after the interview, as I was like getting the information. I was like, this is a scam. And so I called the number, and it was like a company that's like right by me, and they were like, oh god, another call. And I was like, oh shit. And so they were like, yeah, it's a scam, and they hung up on me. Another time on LinkedIn, I had someone contact me about a job offer, and they were asking me out on a date. I wish I was making that shit up. And then, yeah, so no, it wasn't LinkedIn. Yes, it was LinkedIn. So, like, I was trying, like, I posted about, you know, doing project management, and, like, I was posting my certifications. Hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. And I get this message from this guy that works as, like, in project management. And he's like, hey, like, we're looking for people doing, like, entry-level project management. You would be a great fit for the company, blah, 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 blah. You know, we talk a little bit. He gets my number, and then he calls me, and then he's asking me out on a date. And I was beyond pissed the fuck off over that, because I was like, I'm literally trying to exist out here and get a fucking job and better myself and go do better things. And this is what you do. You slide into my DMs, you pretend that you're a business, or at least like you pretend like there's a job opportunity for me. And what you do is you do that. And like my LinkedIn photo is not a sexy photo of me. Like I have like a wig on because I have to, like, because I have this hair, but, or at the time I had my Harley hair, so I had to kind of hide it or whatever. Did I use potentially use my Rosalie Hale photo for it? Yes. Could you see anything on the top? Absolutely not. And at the time I did not have, like, these were not there. I somehow hit puberty. So, like, they weren't even there. So I was incredibly surprised and caught completely off guard that was what I got from that. And it was just, it made me, like, sad. What is my skill set? Oh, fuck. This is where I had to look at my actual resume. I'm literally going to pull up my resume and tell you. Because I'll be like, it's crazy. Resume. Open. Old, do not use. Fuck. Never mind. Oh, if I would have looked at the little thing, I would have realized that. Okay. Credentialing system. I'm still working on it. So, like, you're asking me a question that I'm like, I would freeze up on. So that's why I'm like looking things up. Whenever I don't know something or I can't remember something, I'll always try to do that. But I'm still writing things down because, like, there's certain things that I do in my job and my past jobs that I don't recognize as a skill, if that makes sense. Like, I don't realize it's a skill until I, like, sit down with a friend of mine that I usually bounce my resume off of. He always tells me, he's like, oh, that's a skill. And I'm like, oh, shit, you know? So credentialing system, provider onboarding, compliance, that's HIPAA, JCAOH. So, like, your compliance for, like, OSHA, things like that. Or not OSHA, but, like, patient stuff. Data integrity, cross-functional collaboration, process involvement, or improvement, sorry. Documentation, healthcare regulations, customer service, MS Office, HRIS system, attention to detail, payer enrollment, dental credentialing, security credentialing. There's more on there, and I just thought of one, and now I forgot it. Fuck. Data analysis, I believe. Data integrity, that's why it's there. Okay, never mind. But yeah, I know that there's more that I need to pop in there, but I haven't, like, thought about, hey, 404, what's going on? So yeah, I know that there's other things in there because, like, I do data entry and data, like, intake for the company as well that I work for. So, like, there's, like, little things that I do in my job that they've just added to my job so they don't have to pay an extra person, if that makes sense. It doesn't make sense, but that's how we work over here, is you push as much shit onto one person as you possibly can until you break them and they quit. That's kind of how it works. Oh, and you also don't get pay raises for it. So yeah, I know that there's a couple other things that I'm like, I know I'm missing. That's why I'm like, you know, very broad and generic. Yeah, that's the problem, is like, we it kind of has to be, because those are the keywords that the AI picks up. I wish I was lying. And if for every job that I apply to, I have to change that, by the way. I have to search up what this company's AI is looking for in the resume. I realize that this probably sounds absolutely insane to someone outside of the United States. Yeah. Yeah, we're in hell. Why did people come here? Why did my family come here? If I could go back in time, I would tell my families, and I know that I would technically not exist. I would exist, just not in this form. Maybe I'd be more normal. I don't know. Less unhinged. Who knows? We're unhinged. But like, I really would love to know if I told my family that came here like 3 generations ago and showed them everything that's happening and how bad I would struggle. That's like a descendant of theirs, because they were rich. My family on both my mom and dad's sides were rich. And I was like, where'd the money go? And both my parents had the same answer. And both of them had been divorced for like 20 years at that point. And I was like, how did we lose the money? And my mom's like, oh, we came to America. My dad, oh, we came to America. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, in Canada, we had a shitload of gas stations that we owned and operated. My mom's side, I don't even know what the fuck they did, but they had a shit ton of money that they were supposed to come over on the Titanic in first class. So, like, with multiple kids, I was sure that my mom was going to tell me the story that we missed the Titanic because, like, my family, my Scottish family on my grandma's side, they missed the boat because she overslept. Like, anytime I oversleep or miss something, I'm always like, Titanic, baby. Saved us once. May have saved us again. But joke's on them. I didn't have kids, so. But yeah, like, I would love to know their input as to, like, if they would ever want to come here after hearing that. After knowing that shit that happened in, like, Nazi Germany is starting to happen now. Either that or I'd be exceptionally disappointed in them. Because they'd probably be like racist or homophobia or some shit. Like, or homophobic or some shit like that. I don't know. And I'd be like, I'm just gonna go back to my time. Fuck this. Like, you know what I mean? But like, I'm really always in my head thinking about like what my ancestors would say to coming here and finding out that we lose everything within like 1 generation. And I get that, like, money isn't everything and whatever, but, like, man, it would be nice just to not, like, cry a little bit every day, like, whenever you pay your electric bill or your whatever. Because, like, we've gotten rid of literally every bit of electricity, like, that's, like, they don't want to do solar power. They've pulled all the tax incentives and things like that for solar power or wind power or whatever. Like, they want to go back to the Stone Age and do coal. And for context, I had a friend that I wrestled with that got killed in the coal mine. Like, we're talking recent. Like, I'm not 100 years old, contrary to popular belief, but like, I had a friend in high school that I wrestled with. He was on my team and he was killed. Mind you, horrifically. I can't stress that enough, guys. Horrifically. In a coal mine, right after his baby was born. And they're wanting to bring this shit back. And I'm just going, oh my God. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Well, if they were disappointed in you, I don't give a fuck. Easy. Don't give a fuck. If they're like, oh my God, what's with your hair and your piercings? I'd be like, you guys are probably racist as fuck and I don't give a shit. I just want to know, would you want to, and they'd probably be like, not if America turns you into that. And I'd be like, yep, this is exactly how I expected it to go. And I would break the 3rd wall and I'd go, yep, kind of how I expected. My family's a piece of shit. Just like me. Ba-da-ba-bum. No, I'm just teasing. But yeah, I wouldn't give a fuck. Interesting. But yeah. Something make, why would you not make something new broke out of the system? You're trying, wait. Why would you not made something new broke out of the system? What would comment? No. I just automatically would jump to it. Because I'd be like, this is a bad time period for them. So, like, I would just always assume. I just kind of assume that just anybody past, honestly, any person. I just kind of assume. Judgy? Absolutely. I don't care. It has been, it's hard out here. You know what I mean? But yeah, wait, I strive to make something new? A lot of them are. Because it's born into us. It's bred into us by the people that, you know, whatever. Like, for instance, like, I had to explain to my mom, why a Hispanic man walking down the street, like, she's gotten so much better. This is quite a few years ago. I've since talked some of the inherent racism out of her, and explained things to her. But yeah, my mom, like, we were walking down the street in Southern Illinois, of all places, and a Hispanic man was, like, you know, just walking down the street. Nothing would indicate that he was a threat. And I made eye contact with him, and I was like, hey, and my mom grips onto me and it's looking at him terrified. And I was like, I looked at her and I go, what the fuck is wrong with you? And she goes, did you see that man? And I was like, the man walking down the street? Like a human being? She's like, he could have hurt us. And I was like, so could have any white man. And coming from both your and my history, that's what always happens. So, like, what are you doing? And she was like, oh, I didn't, oh, wait. And I was like, Ma, are you fucking serious right now? I was like, when has any Hispanic man hurt you personally? And she's like, never. And I was like, why are you scared of him then? He's walking down the street. And she's like, I don't know. And I was like, okay, let's break this down. And, you know, towards what? White people? No. You can't be racist towards the oppressor. I'll make the rules. I just follow them, you know? But yeah, so, like, things like that, I was raised with. So there was always things that I've had to deconstruct. Even to this day, there are things I'm like, why did I think that? Where's that coming from? And then I just, like, do this. My grandma told me while I was a kid that, and later on I asked her this again and was like, hey, Grandma, did you say this? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, explain this. So she told me one day as a kid that black men were created by God because God caught two men having sex. So he turned them black. And I was like, I know that's not true. Like, as a child, like, she told me that as a baby, like, as a little tiny me. And I looked at her and I was like, I don't think that's right. And she's like, yeah. I was like, I don't think that's right. And internally I was like, I don't know why I don't think that, like, I don't have anything to back up my premise, but I think that you're wrong. And then later on I was like, hey, Grandma, did you say that? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, well, then explain this gay that didn't turn that color. So, like, did I just prove you wrong? And she's like, well, I don't think that anymore. And I was like, you told me that as a child. Like, that to me was, like, the craziest thing as a kid. But imagine if I didn't question. You know what I mean? Like, imagine if I didn't have that brain that was able to question that. And I just blindly went with that. Like, oh, people, like, white people? We're the oppressors. History. History. Yeah, we're the ones, you know, it's crazy. History. I'm not gonna get into the whole history of it. I can just literally just rattle off like 3 things. Oh, I don't know. Slave trade, Trail of Tears, may I go on? I mean, like, there's just a lot of cops right now arresting and killing any black, brown, and indigenous person that they find without reason. Hello, ICE. Because they're black and brown, like, and then of course you're like, I get it that there are some black and brown people that join in that, but that's why slave owners had like their enforcer slaves, which ended up turning into the police, as we historically see. But like, there's a lot of things. I know a lot. I just realized I know a lot more history than I ever realized I did. Oh yeah, no, I get that. However, who was the ones operating, and who were the people pulling the strings? Who's always been the people pulling the strings? It's just, that's how it's always been. There are the asterisks, the exceptions to the rules. There's always the exceptions to the rules, but primarily, that is who has been the oppressors over all of these years. And like, for instance, a lot of like, white Jesus is white Jesus because they don't see Jesus as being a brown person, because a lot of white people see brown people as beneath them. Hence why Trump got elected on mass deportation now. Hence why we literally have Alligator Auschwitz down in Florida, and why we're getting multiple other ones. It's just inherent racism constantly going. It's just, that's how it's like how it is, and how I wish it fucking wasn't. Because once one people is oppressed, every people is oppressed. Period. End of discussion. So that's fair. Is it actually called? But that's what I'm saying, is I'm like, there are exceptions to that rule. However, there's not enough exceptions to those rules. You know what I mean? Like, there's not enough. We stacked up way higher than anybody else. You know what I mean? Like way higher. So it's one of those things where it's like, it's too much. And then if you like break it down, I mean, we just tend to be little bastards. You know what I mean? But yeah, I just wish that we could all get along. I wish it was like Star Trek. Why are we not like Star Trek? I wanted the Vulcans to come down. I keep signaling them with my Vulcan brows, and they just won't listen. So, ugh. Oh, I'm very much aware of my American view on history. Dude, I didn't learn shit in school. Are you kidding me? We weren't taught really world history. So, I know. You're preaching the choir, babes. I know, and I'm also a troll, too. I know. Oh, yeah, the largest slave trade in history was a transatlantic slave trade. So, you were incorrect. Thank you, Mama. Thank you for sending me that. That's good. Yeah. So, incorrect! Gotcha, bitch! But yeah, no. And honestly, I will not change my stance on that. We are the ones that always do it. Period. We're always the ones. We always are. Because we're always scared of the Great Replacement Theory. I'm not. I'm like, please, dear God. Fucking, it's supposed to be the fucking biggest of the, like, the best race. We can't even go outside, bitch. Can't even go outside. We burn, all of us white people burn like witches on the stake back in, not Salem. I was going to say Salem, and I realized we didn't get burned in those. But, like, yeah, no, we aren't. slaves do exist in 2025. In fact, our prison system, that's terrible, but it's true. In fact, California tried to pass a law to where it wouldn't be a thing, and they voted it down. So yes, slavery does exist in the United States currently. In fact, basically, the poverty wages that we get, or that undocumented immigrants get, that's a huge thing. That's basically slavery too. So there's a lot of things. So people do go to jail for no reason. Mostly black and brown and indigenous people. Thank you. Because they're the ones that are beaten up by the cops. So yes, absolutely. There are people that go to jail for no reason. In fact, I happen to be a person that had that happen to him as well after I got the shit beat out of me by a fucking 6-foot fucking cop that stalked and harassed me, and he assaulted me and then put me in a jail cell naked. So yes. And why was I pulled over? Because I was supposedly drunk, which he didn't breathalyze me. He just threw me to the fucking ground because I worked at the club and I wasn't drinking at the club because I'm not going to fucking drink while I'm at work. Pulled me over because he knew. He pulled me over out of his jurisdiction, by the way. Smacked me in the face with the breathalyzer and said that I got whatever, and I looked at it before he pulled away and it said 00. I was like, yeah, because you literally smacked me in the face with it. So yes, people do go to prison for no reason, or jail for no reason. I didn't go to prison, but so yes, absolutely they do. What else you got? I need this practice, thank you. Yeah, guess what? My cop turned his body cam off, and on his report it was 2 different stories. Did he get in trouble? Did he get shit canned for it? No. I just got my shit tossed out and then had to go to, the judge was like, because you just admitted that you didn't take the breathalyzer. He's like, I have to give you something. Can you go to a DD class? And I was like, sure. So I still got hit with something. So yeah. Body cams, they can turn that shit off. They don't give a fuck. We're living in a different time, babe. That doesn't work. What about example for a lie? I mean, what's the context? Because you're getting into a side that I think that you might be tattletaling on yourself. And I'm ready. Oh, I actually did crack. Normally I can't pop my knuckles, and that just popped. But yeah, go for it. Tell me. Let's see. What you got for me, bud? Manchester police assault? I don't know. England? I don't fucking know. There needs to be penalties for cops turning off their body cams. Facts, Krypton. Hey, what you doing? How's my favorite Superman doing? UK specific case? I don't fucking know. I have 2 pages of notes over here just from a little bit of news that I saw from just the United States. We're on a information overload right now, so I don't pay attention. So yeah, just don't. But yeah, they absolutely, Jesse Smollett. That was bullshit. I feel like he should have gotten jail time for anybody that falsifies, especially police reports, things like that. They absolutely should get jail time. Whether or not that's just a year, 6 months, or whatever. I need you to sit there and think about what the fuck you did. So there's a lot of, it's the proving of it is the problem. That's where I have the issue, is because we live in a system where black, brown, and indigenous people tend to get the finger pointed at them, and then years later, after they've been executed, the girl comes out and says, oh, it actually didn't happen. She should, honestly, for shit like that, go throw the fucking book at her. You know what I mean? There was a case where a white woman said that a black man raped her back in like the 60s, 50s, 60s. The case resurfaced because they found out, or no, she was murdered. Sorry. So she was murdered, and then like the man that they thought was responsible, a black man, they lethal injectioned him, and then come to find out it was actually like the husband or whatever, and it was the white man that did that. So like there's like a lot of things. So he's using it. Using the AI he loves so much. I know. Yeah, I find the cop that was propositioned by someone. Yeah. So it's fine. I mean, sorry. It is what it is. But yeah, like there's people that falsify stuff like that. It absolutely should be a problem, but it should be a problem across the board. It shouldn't be just like, so for instance, that cop lied on the police report, like had 2 different stories. Didn't even line up with mine at all. Like the whole thing was like the worst thing that's ever happened to me. And I was like, I'm going to leave this area immediately. And I ended up leaving like within like a year or so after that, because I was like, I'm never staying here. Like this is dangerous, because he pulled over my mom in my car and said, he was like, hey, you're not Jenna. And she was like, no, because it was during the time period where like I hadn't gone to court yet, so my license was suspended. So she's like, no, her license is suspended. Let me guess, you're the cop that keeps harassing her. And then later on, my mom, because she worked for a PI, she ran my tickets that I kept getting, and they were all done through him minus one. And then that was it. So like, you know, anybody that lies are bad crime. Yeah. I mean, I firmly believe that, like, as long as you can prove that, because there's the issues of, like, can you prove it, things like that. Because there are a lot of women that go in for, like, DV or, like, rape and things like that, really do that. Like, it really happened to them, and they go to court for it, and people, don't believe them, and or like people that falsify that are abhorrent. I think that there was like one girl that got like put in jail because she said that she got like raped by a dude, and then it ended up not being true. It's like, but there's, so like whenever it comes to like the DV and the SA side of those things, there's a heavy asterisk on it, because it's like it happens so infrequently that it's one of those things where that to me is like an off limits kind of thing, because it's case by case. You can't, a lot of times you can only prove it with like a little bit whatever. That's much harder. But like whenever it comes to like falsifying anything else, or like calling the cops on people that shouldn't have been had the cops called on them, things like that. Like, that is the level of, like, things that I think should be punishable. Because you're ruining someone's life for no reason. Recently, that's it. Recently, there was a woman at Walmart that said a brown man, I can't remember what exactly his nationality is, but it doesn't matter. He's a POC. He was shopping around, and he literally asked her like, hey, do you know where this item is? And she's like, oh, it's over there. And he's like, okay, cool, thanks. And he walks past her again, like, goes, hey, thanks. And she called the cops on him and said that he tried to steal her child. They went back into the cameras, found out that was not true, because what I said from the jump was what happened. She, I hope, is getting jail time, because that man could have been killed by those cops that arrested him quite easily. It's and what she did is absolutely based in racism. She was doing that to harm him because of the color of his skin, because there was nothing else that was about that man that could have made her do that. There's no reason for it. So things like that, that's a problem. That needs to be stopped. That needs to be rectified with jail time. Penalties, money, everything. Like, throw the book at them. No extra bullshit. So it's, you know, school, yeah, I'm not sure. There's too many of those here. Yeah, we have, it's crazy. We do live in a surveillance state. I do have issue with it, but I kind of do, I kind of don't. Like, outside and stuff, like outside of the home and things like that, I think it's great because we are able to track down kidnapping victims, and we're able to track murderers, and we're able to track down bad people. However, yes, that also goes hand in hand with, like, losing some things. There's, it's a delicate balance that no one has figured out. That's it. That's all for the surveillance thing, because, like, there's not a good way to do it without it being used corruptly because of the society that we live in and the corruption that we have in our society. There we go. Look at that. You're giving me some practice on this. I love this. Getting it. Trust the state. Oh, yeah, no. 100%. I'm not saying ever trust the state and trust anybody that has power, because they will throw us under the bus. All of us 99 that work for our wages, we bust our ass. We try to do the best that we can. We struggle. We try to put food on the table for our family. I'm not worried about us. It is the corruption that comes from the top. And it does trickle down, because a lot of that is shown to us as an example of, like, if you work hard enough, you'll get here, without the realization of, like, oh no, you can't do that. You can't work that hard and get to the top. It doesn't work like that. Most of these people that are at the top are old money. They had money. They are, like, Trump had money from his dad. That's how he started his fortune. He didn't work from ground zero. Jeff Bezos, absolutely. He did win capitalism. Good for him. But he's a big piece of shit. He forgot where the fuck he came from. Because now he's letting his little, like, anybody that works for him, they have to pee in bottles. They have to, some people are dying on the floors of Amazon, the Amazon shipping place. They're dying on the actual floor while their coworkers have to step over their body because they're literally on a timer, and they have to get from one end and run to the other end to get, like, supplies for this one package. They don't give them little carts or, like, scooters or anything. No. Like, Jeff Bezos got too big for his fucking britches. Again, that's why I'm like, I wish that we had more mom and pop shops. I wish that was a thing that was more of what's going on, because you end up building a rapport with your clients, or not your clients, your workers. You end up hearing about their struggles and worrying about them and caring about them. I worked, even though I worked for LabCorp, I said earlier that I worked in a doctor's office. That doctor's office was owned by the main doctor, Dr. Young. Her last name is common and everything, and I would suggest going to her anyways. I'd tote her any day because she's incredible. But Dr. Young was the one who owned the practice, and every Christmas she didn't have to invite me to any of their outings or anything, because they would do, like, group trips together, and it would all be paid for by Dr. Young. Because it would be like, you know, we went on, like, a little, what do you call it? One of the beer crawls, but it was like the pedal one. So you're all in the thing and you're all pedaling together, or most of the time it's one fucking person. 'Cause your side forgot to pedal. I digress, but she would take us on trips. She would do things for us for Christmas. She knew everything about her staff. She knew their struggles. She knew, you know, if they needed help. She knew that, like, if one of the girls needed to bring in her child because the babysitter called out, she would, you know, if we had a room, they would throw them in the room and, like, they'd be able to play around, or they'd be in the back. Like, there was always that rapport with them where it was a community. And I feel like we're losing a lot of our community because of the fact that, like, CEOs are you know, taking over everything. We have no they have no understanding. Like, way back in the day with the Rockefellers and oh my God, they're the Biltmore people. With them being, like, you know, millionaires at the time, which was much, you know, they were beyond rich at the time. They had to go through the towns and the cities. They didn't have a tunnel that led them out of the city so none of the peasants could see them. None of the 99% could see them. So they donated to the town, because if they didn't have people going out and getting their food and bringing it to them. They didn't have fucking Grubhub back in those days. So they had to go out in the town to pick up their groceries, or have, like, their servants or whatever pick it up. But they'd still have to go through the town to do things. And so they had the eyes of the people on them. So they were always held accountable. We have no accountability now for people that make a shitload of money, because they have little underground things that they can ride their car through, completely blacked out car, and, you know, ride through the city undisclosed, like, hiding in secret, going into their private plane or the private yacht and going to this next destination. Like, there's no accountability. They don't see the people that they're harming. So that's why I'm always like, I wish that we didn't have big corporations, because then we've lost a lot of that humanity, I think. Yes, we would have to wait to get our you know, fucking Labubu's, you know, or we wouldn't have them. I'd be okay with that. Get rid of these, give me some mom and pop shops. Like, I would much rather that, because it builds that community. Community is important. When things go wrong, especially now with us getting rid of fucking FEMA, we're going to have to rely on ourselves. We're going to have to rely on that community to, like, do things. So, oh, you don't have a better system at all? Dude, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I wish that we all did. I really do. We just don't. Double-edged sword. Yeah, I mean, it's true. Everything is a double-edged sword, because we've never, again, we don't have a lot of people that are being responsible with their, you know, with great power comes great responsibility. But it's true. So, yeah, it raise prices, make more money. Yeah, but the thing is like, the big light that I shine is, like, we wouldn't be in this predicament if we didn't have greedy billionaires like eating up all of the cash resources. We have a system that's supposed to be trickle down. It doesn't. It's always been going up, funneling up to the top and staying there. There's no resources, like childcare, for instance. We should have free childcare. If we're going to have to, like, have a double parent household that works because we can't survive with one paycheck, if we have that, then why is childcare not taken care of? It should be. Because if you can't have it both ways, but we have to have it both ways now, because it's gotten to the point where the corruption is so high that no one looks down and is like, oh, these people are struggling, these people are starving, they're dying, they're like this and that. They don't care. They don't. There's such a disconnect that I worry that it's damn near impossible to fix, at least in our lifetime. So, I don't know. Middle ground, basic needs. Yes. Thank you. Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. Basic needs. Let's middle ground that. Absolutely. That's reasonable. That's a complete reasonable thing. It's just no one wants to, on the top, cares to break off a piece of their lives, even though all that money that they have, all that shit that they have will A, never bring them the happiness that they want, because it's true. Community. Humans are communal creatures. We have to live in community. That's how we've always been. To live that life, you don't get the same thing that we do. I feel like I'm probably more happy than most CEOs, and I struggle. All that money that they have in their lives, they'll never go through it. Their kids will never go through it. They never will. It's so much money. It's beyond comprehension for people like me, or all of us 99%. So it's like they just, to me, I can't fathom that, to not want to break off just like a little piece and, give it to the masses. It doesn't make sense to me. But I'm also like a person that cares about other people. I'm very empathic, and I very, very much worry about other people, both here and across the globe, because all countries have like some sort of bullshit going on. But if you look at it, it's all the fucking top. That's why I'm always like, I'm willing to reach across the aisle and talk. You just have to be, emotionally and educationally, like, truthful. Like, if you're gonna be weird and over the top, then like I'll get wild too. But like, a lot of my stuff is, I do tend to be a little crazy on like the let's have everything like, this Star Trek universe kind of thing. Would I prefer that in reality? Maybe not. I do like capitalism. Like, I love buying shit. I have a little bit of a spending addiction. So like, it's the ebb and flow, yeah, I agree. I think, and it doesn't, to me, it doesn't matter which parent, is with the child, but it's unfathomably important in a child's development to have a parent there with them during that important time in their lives where they are an infant. They need to be taken care of constantly, like by a parent, whatever. It's so important for the emotional and the mental development of a child. Again, worked healthcare. We had OB in my hospital. I picked up a lot of shit. It's so important. I envy the countries that give both the mother and the father, or both parents, a leave of absence from work so they can both be with the child, because I think it's important for both of them to be with the child, to be honest. If we're doing middle ground, but like, truth be told, a human child needs both parents to be able to, create that bond that's going to last that entire lifetime. And I wish that more parents had that opportunity to have that. And it's so sad that we don't. It's, younger people hate to hear that they need their parents. Now, if their parents are abusive, there's a whole different ballgame on that. I grew up in an abusive household. However, my mom and I have very much reconciled over the years. It took a lot of talking and a lot of emotional regulation, especially on my part, and a lot of emotional maturity on my part, to be able to look at my mom and realize that she was also a victim of abuse and things, and cut her a little slack, because I don't want to miss out on that bonding with my mom, especially this late in life. Like, I didn't want to miss out on that, and I was willing to, it took me a while. It took a lot of healing to be able to set aside, like, all the shit that happened that she sat through and sat idly by, as, like, I got punched and got knocked out. Like, I have a scar on my skull. Like, I have an indent right here on my skull from where my stepdad threw me into my solid oak solid oak dresser. Jeez. that I still have, and you can actually match up the indent. It took me a while to kind of get over that. So yeah, it sucks to hear that, like, you need your parent, but, like, I do believe that, like, yeah. But I think that as a teenager, you're more likely to turn your nose up at it. But even worse if you're, an abused kid, which that's the asterisk on that, is, like, if you are an abused kid, then, like, honestly, for the most part, fuck your parent. Like, fuck them and what they're doing. However, if they later on in life, like, for instance, my mom separated from my stepdad, and, that's whenever she realized, oh shit. So there's always an asterisk on things like this because it's, whatever, but it definitely, odd looking at a holiday schedule. Yeah. We don't really have schedules, so could be elected as of right now. She's not running. Kamala's not running. It's gonna be interesting to see who democratically runs for president coming up. It's too early to figure it out, but hopefully we get someone younger. Please, younger, not a Republican. Definitely not JD Vance. Thank you. Amen. I'm not Christian. I'm just like, please God, no. You're in UJ. What's UJ? I'm bad with numbers. See, whenever you're like, you're not very worldly, I'm like, no, I'm not. What's UJ? UK. Right? I assume that's UK. Both worlds I get benefits. Oh no, then maybe not. So if we're lucky, if our company is lucky, they give us sick days. I don't get sick days. I have to use my time off. Most companies are that way. You have to use your time off if you're sick. I love her. I worry if she tries to run again. I want a woman president. I'm scared that it's gonna hurt again, and people are gonna do the sexism thing and be like, no, women can't do that. Women are too emotional. And I'm like, have you seen Donald Trump tweeting? Holy shit. What the fuck are you talking about? I had to sit calm for so many things where it's like, oh, it's like, oh yeah, I thought that you were saying UK too. So all right. Hello. Best chance to put Andy Bashir yet. I know the name. Hold on. I have to see the face. Sometimes, like, I'm a weird person that's like, yeah. I've heard good things about him. I'd really have to look into his politics, but his face is familiar. I get it. My brain, I know this is so horrible. This is such a Trek brain. But every time someone says Bashir, I'm always like, from Star Trek? It's like, no, Jen. No. That's not who. Sick days should be a fundamental right. I agree. 1,000%, Kat. 1,000%. Welcome in. Kamala isn't bad, but no one's going to vote for, or it's going to be a split vote and JD Vance will win. I agree. That's my issue, is I'm scared to tread that water again. The Democrats do need to gather up someone that will do a blue swell. Agreed. And he does immediately win Kentucky. You're right. That's true. We have to, like, the presidency, that's going to have to be played, like, super strategic. And I'm not the person to even remotely speculate on that, because I do not have that information. Hello, thank you. I appreciate you. That you wrote below means LGBTQIA plus. Okay, so that's all like your gay pride stuff. So out of that, it's lesbian, gay, bi, transgender, queer, asexual and intersex. I was like, I know this. Intersex. And then the plus is like, there's a lot more to go. But I get my brain. I'm giving myself bonus points on that one because I went all the way through it. Woo! We stand an asexual queen. That's what we do. That's what we do over here. I'm a non-romanceable NPC, baby. Ooh, ooh. So you have a set period of time where you can be sick per year, yeah. So for instance, on Monday, because I just got done with a convention, Saturday or Sunday was my birthday. However, I didn't get like white girl wasted. So we're not talking about like Monday I was like hungover sick. We're not talking that. We're talking about I literally woke up and my nose was like fucked up a little bit. Or Tuesday. I'm sorry, Tuesday. I'm getting my days mixed up. So Tuesday I woke up and I was like super nasally. I could feel that I had drainage and I was like, son of a bitch. And I was groggy. I was in that head cold where that like headache is right here and you're just like, you can see, you know what I mean? You can see your brain vibrating a little bit. So I needed to take that day off and I didn't because I have no time off. So I can't take the day off unless I want to take it without pay, which I get laid off in October again. So it's like, I'm not going to take that time off unless I have a reason. And that reason is Dragon Con. So luckily I work from home. So I get to be as sniffly and gross as I want to be. And, you know, do that. So, but luckily I was like feeling a little like on Tuesday. It is right. Tuesday was whenever I was feeling sick. I do figure Fight Club after this stream from like 8 till like forever. Like they go forever. And I told Abby, who runs it, I was like, tonight I'm not doing members only after this show. Like I'm probably not even gonna stick around for the full show. I feel like shit. And he goes, I'm sick too. And I was like, oh no, because he went to San Diego Comic-Con, so he came back with con crud, same as me. So it's really, and both of our birthdays were this weekend too. So happy birthday to Abby and I. We both got sick. But yeah, like I don't get the luxury of being able to take time off unless I want to just not get paid or, what a horrific term, con crud. It's true. That's our little word. So if you go to a convention and you get sick right after, it's con crud. Funny enough, not funny enough, but, interestingly enough, oh, my light died. It's like, you've been going forever. I was wondering when that was gonna die. Fuck it. Let's turn on the bright light. Fuck it. Cause I have a second one of these lights, but I'm not running for it cause, oh God, sorry, 8:27. Holy shit. I might be jumping off here, guys, soonish. Cause I didn't realize I was on this long. Woo! Look at that, guys. Fucking streaming forever. But no, like, what was I saying? Yeah, con crud. So, the year of our Lord and Savior, 2025, or 2020, let's let her charge up. Was that water drum? Oh, it's my cat's water. If it like showed where, oh, Bruce is still asleep. Look at that. He has not moved. Not stirred a peep. What a good boy. Oh my God. This thing, the drum. Oh, that's a handpan. I'm trying to like learn handpan a little bit. I have no rhythm, funny enough, even though I was a tuba player in school. That's my instrument. Like I'm really good at the tuba, and I don't know how I'm not good at rhythm. Fucking weird. Minecraft theme. Oh yeah, I do have like a little Minecraft thing over off camera, but I'm not gonna grab it because it has like little stuff on top because it's like a square. So I'm like, it's one of the like little cubes. And I'm not gonna move Cthulhu and like several other little things that are perched atop of it. But yes, I do have a little Minecraft thingy over there. But yeah, crazy. Craziness. You get me started on weird topics, but, and I go on tangents, you know? But to cast. Great. You had me on my toes. I like this. I like this. Now, I surprised myself. I knew a lot more than I realized. That's impressive. I was way smarter on things than I realized. It's 1 a.m. I feel you. Thank you so much for the follow, and thank you for all the conversation, because, like, you kept me on my toes. Not gonna lie, kept me on my toes. But yeah, have a great night. Sweet dreams. Get some sleep. Dream of a better life here on planet Earth, because, my God, I wish we had that. If only... Oh, God. Why does it suck? Why does it suck here? Why are we not in the Star Trek universe? Why don't we have a Quarks? We used to have a Quarks once upon a time in Las Vegas at the Hilton. I recall that. I spent 3 hours in the Star Trek experience. It does not take that long to go through that thing. I'm going to be honest with you. It took you like 20 minutes. But I sat in Quark's bar on my 21st birthday, drinking like a motherfucker. Way too much. Craziness. I did make a Klingon talk to my dad, where he was like, "Did you know that your daughter has shrapnel in her face?" And I could hear my dad cackling from the other side of the phone, and I was like, he enjoyed this. He enjoyed this. You know, fucking, I'm such a Trekkie. I'm always gonna look at Trek and be like, I want that world. I want to be part of your world. But yeah, anyways, didn't realize that it's like already 8:30, guys. I have been on for a while. Excellent. To cast definitely kept that going. Thank you again if you're still on here. Big thanks, because I was actually able to do that. And then Bunny, or Amy, see, I'm doing the thing. Amy, if you're still on, fucking love you, girl. Thank you for, having my back on that, and making sure that I was correct in my, truth about, it was the white folk that were the nasty ones. I always knew it. I just wish I was green. I look so good green. Why was I not born green? Part of that world. Anyways. I'm gonna go get blitzed off my ass because this... Look at that. 5% does not hit me. But this drink... This is good shit. You get a good black tea taste, too. And I like that. Anyways, which means I'm probably not going to sleep tonight. Whee! Anyways, thanks so much for hanging out for as long as you did. Especially you, Amy. I love you so much. Vampire... Oh, hey, Midnight! How are you doing? I'm doing great. I am jumping off here because I've been on since 5. And I normally stop at 7, but we had good conversation going, and we were talking about news. We were talking about how the world works, teaching people about how America sucks balls. Pretty much it. Yeah, lots of things. But how are you doing? I'm gonna stick on for just a hot second while I do a little chit chat with you. I'm not staying on that long though, because I got some stuff to do, and I was always like, I'm gonna go get blitz a little bit, and then get some photos for the stream, put together all the stuff for it. But yeah, how are you doing? How you doing? Ugh, yeah, I'm starting to slow down now. Woo! Today, this is a good stream. Thanks everybody. Good, doing decent chilling. Good. Yeah, I'm just coming off of GalaxyCon this weekend, and I have a little bit of a con crud, so that's why I was like, yo, I didn't realize it was already 8:30, bro. I almost streamed for like 4 hours or some shit. Wait, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh yeah, it would be 4 hours, huh? Whoa. Look at me. Look at me doing the streaming business like that. That's crazy. I think my day's gone crazy. Anyways. Now I'm just repeating, like, song lyrics at this point. Yeah, but I was like, I need to like get some sort of semblance of rest, and I have a couple of things I have to do post stream, like do my I have to sit there for a little bit and figure out what I'm gonna write for my like little see, my brain is completely fried now. For the titles and stuff like that. I have to figure those out, and I have not thought about it yet. Oops. Yeah. Oh, my description. That's the word I was looking for. I was like, let me just click through and figure it out. But yeah, the description, excuse me, for the videos, and I'm just like, I have no idea what I'm writing. So anyways, but yeah, I'm gonna jump off of here. Midnight, it was great to see you. We need to chit chat a little bit, see how each other's doing. It's been a while. But yeah, I will chat with you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday, yeah? Yeah, it's Thursday, baby. The day before Friday. Ooh, ooh. But yeah, so I'm going to jump off here. I will be back on tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. If you are around, please join in. I'll be on Twitch and YouTube if you are on either. If you want to follow any of my other socials, justssaywhat.com/links. Hit those up. You will find every link that I have except for my Discord. I still have to put that in there. Fuck. Anyways, got to do that. But anyways, otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow at 5 p.m. to discuss more news and hot takes and various bullshit. So yeah. Anyways, I will see you guys tomorrow at 5 p.m. Have a great night. Stay safe and fuck ice. Bye.